Alright, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Back of the Bench podcast. Here with another episode. Last one before the draft.
Yep.
So stoked, man. So excited to get into it. Man, we're just gonna jump right into it. I think I'm gonna talk about my wide receiver rankings because it's pretty spicy. Real quick before I start naming them, I didn't realize that when people do their rankings, they factor in how, like, I'm trying to think how to word it, like, basically what they think is gonna happen with their careers. Like so that's what I was always confused why Rome Odunze got the love that he got. I'm a big Rome Odunze guy. I think he's a damn good wide receiver, but I also think that there's 5 like untouchables. So I think there's 5 guys that are so goddamn good that they'd be wide receiver 1 in any other class. Like, so I mean, that's how I feel. So Rome, that's why he's not 1 or 2 for me. But I think people see Rome as a really hard worker, a great person, a great guy. He gives it his all. He's going to go 100%. He's going to give a team his all. So that's why, there's no way he's going to fail. That's why he's my 3. I don't look at it like that. When I make my rankings, I'm going pure talent. So and you guys just see why I'm saying that right now. So my number 1 is 1A. Y'all know Malik and Marv have been my 1A, 1B. I'm going to stick to that all the way throughout. I know there's teams. According to Daniel Jeremiah, he believes it's the Cardinals. If the Cardinals had the first pick to pick the very first receiver, they would not hesitate to take Malik Nabers over Marvin Harrison. Well, that they like him better than Marvin Harrison. But that doesn't mean that they will take him, is how he said it. He said what he's heard is the Cardinals like Malik Nabers more than they like Marvin Harrison Jr. But that doesn't mean you'll take the guy. Like, okay, let's say the Commanders, we know they like J.J. McCarthy. It came out several times. But when your job's on the line, would you take J.J. McCarthy over Jaden Daniels or Drake May? Probably not, but you can like him more. You can like him as a person, think, okay, I like this guy. I like what he brings to the table, but he might not be better than this player. You can like someone and not think that they're better. So, for sure, so that's how Daniel Jeremiah looks at it, and I agree with that too. But, I mean, if I had the first pick, to me, it depends on what flavor you like and what you need. If I'm the Chargers and I need a guy that's going to be my entire wide receiver core by himself, I want Marvin Harrison Jr. But if I'm a team that has a piece like Trey McBride, who can work the intermediate, can work over the middle and do things like that, and I can just do whatever I want with Malik Nabers, put him at running back to catch some passes, put him in the slot, put him outside, do things like that, and just set him up to get open. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think they're crazy for taking Malik over Marv. But yeah, so they're my 1A, 1B. I love them both. 3 is when it gets really spicy. I have Adonai Mitchell as my 3rd best receiver in the class. There's nothing that Rome Odunze does that's better than Adonai Mitchell. The hands are not better. I mean, I say they're about the same. The route running is total. Adonai Mitchell is probably the best route runner in the class. I will put him, Marv, and Ladd McConkey in kind of their own. You know, they're just technicians when it comes to running routes. Adonai's that guy. Now, the question mark with Adonai Mitchell is the character concerns is what people bring up. Number one thing that I've seen on film and that I've heard from millions of people is he doesn't go 100% every rep. If he knows he's late in the progression, and
Run play.
And Quinn Ewers, not even just run plays, but it could be a pass play. He's running a route. But if Quinn Ewers is looking at Xavier Worthy, Jordan Whittington, Jatavion Sanders, and then he comes to him, he's not running for it. He's not running that route. Like he'll walk through it before he won't even like maybe 50% at max. Run plays, yeah, you're not getting a rookie Pearsall. You know, you're not getting Xavier Legette that's literally trying to drive the cornerback into the stands. Like, you're not getting that from Adonai Mitchell. He's just going to stand there and just watch more than he's going to do anything. So, to me, but also I'm a Pittsburgh fan. So, I've seen these character concerns make players fall in the draft and make these guys paint them in a bad light, and then they go to a team with a good coaching staff that can get everything out of them, and they turn out to be a damn good football player. So when I look at Adonai Mitchell, I see. I mean, he's special. I mean, the speed, the 4.34 speed is elite. I mean, just the upside is there. Strictly, he's. But also another thing about rankings is that I know a lot of other people do. I don't take into account where guys are going to get drafted, because some people say, okay, I like this player, but I like him more because you're going to get him at 20, right? I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like so I'm not like, oh yeah, I have Adonai over Rome because Rome's gonna go 9, and Adonai probably isn't gonna go to like mid-20s to like the Bills trade up or something like that. Nah, I don't even value it like that. I'm strictly going off what I feel and how good these guys are right now. Now, I think Rome is arguably the safest pick in the entire wide receiver room. Like, cause if you draft Marvin Harrison, you're trying to get Larry Fitzgerald, you're trying to get Jerry Rice, like you're trying to get one of the best wide receivers of all time. That's a lot of pressure on the young man. I think if anybody can handle it, it's Marvin Harrison Jr. But it's the highest. I mean, he's the best player in the class. So you're expecting that day steps on the field. Malik Neighbors, there's character concerns there too. People talk about that too with him. So I mean, I think Rome is the safest. You could make a good argument that he's the safest pick in the entire wide receiver class. And yeah, he's my 4. I mean, there's nothing not to like. The speed is there. The hands are there. He was a way better contested catcher in 2022 than 2023. He started like chest catching a lot more. I'm not saying that that's a knock on him or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I think he was more open, and obviously I think the wide receiver core around him allowed him to have more one-on-ones, so he was creating more separation, getting less jump ball opportunities, which is a good thing. But Jalen Polk and Jalen McMillan are going to be 2 really good wide receivers in the league as well. Michael Penix had the best wide receiver core in college football, really good. So yeah, I love Rome. I'm not lower on Rome by any means. I think I'm just higher on Adonai Mitchell. So moving down. My 5 is Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, I think he's 4 or 5, pretty consensus. I haven't seen anything where he was 2, 3. I haven't really seen anything where 6 either. Brian Thomas is a damn good football player. I see a lot of like George Pickens in him. The speed, the size, he has to, the route running isn't there yet, but he also wasn't asked to do it. He wasn't asked to run everything, stop routes and go routes. That's what he was in, deep crossers. That's what he was asked to do, and 20%, over 20% of his catches were touchdowns this season. He led the country with 17 touchdowns. That's 1 off of Justin Jefferson's record there at 18 at LSU. So, I mean, he's different. He deserves to be a first-round pick. I know he's going to go higher than Adonai Mitchell. But he's going to be a damn good football player if he works on a route running, he goes to the right scheme, things like that, and they work with him. Like, I think once you get past Adonai and Rome, there's not a single guy in the class that you don't have to have a role for them. You can't take none of these receivers and be like, here, just like you had the whole offense, you can do whatever you want. Not a single guy can do that. Now, I think every single one of them has their limitations, things they can and can't do. But I think that's every prospect. That's why the top 3, 4 are as rare as they are. That's because I think Malik, Marvin, those guys, you can ask them to do whatever. You get Marv, slot, outside, routes, double moves, he can do it all. You're not asking him just to do one thing. Whereas once you get down the list, you can. My 6 is Ladd McConkey. Lad, I see what everybody else see. I'm not a person that I don't see Cooper Kupp, because people that say that, you're racist. I don't care, you're racist. Just because he's another white receiver, bro. I see AB more than anything, bro. And I know I'm not the first person to bring up that comparison. He's really good, explosive athlete. He's not a slot. He's not a pure slot that people like to say. He's gonna play a lot of outside receiver in the football league. Please don't let the Bills or the Chiefs get him. Like, please let him go like 33 to the Panthers. Like, please. Not saying he won't be good there. But yeah, he's a damn good receiver. Like I said, arguably the best route runner in the class. My 7, Xavier Worthy. I'm gonna sip the Kool-Aid. I'm scared though. He's definitely, him and Keon Coleman are my biggest hit or miss guys that I'm terrified of, honestly, to be high on them, because they're the biggest hit or miss prospects in the class, arguably. But yeah, I have Xavier Worthy at 7. My 8 is Troy Franklin from out of Oregon. Another guy, slim frame, but man, he runs every route. I mean, he's fast. Stacks receivers. He's 6'3". I mean, you have it all with Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin's going to go. He could go first round. He definitely could. But he might sneak in the end of the first round. Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, those guys. But if I had to guess, I'd probably say he was in the 40s in the second round. I think he's going to be a damn good wide receiver. My 9 is Ricky Pearsall out of Florida. Really high on Ricky Pearsall. I mean, he played in Billy Napier's scheme at Florida. He's a super good blocker. Disgusting blocker. People think he's going to be a pure slot. I promise you he's not. He's going to play outside. He's going to do a lot of different things. He's a really good wide receiver, great route runner, tough. He has the best OMG catches in all of college football this year, so he got the hands. And my 10 is Xavier Legette in South Carolina. I mean, I see the A.J. Brown. I do. I see the A.J. Brown comparisons. But another guy that I know he's been mocked at Pittsburgh a lot at 51. If Pittsburgh's going to draft him, for example, then they need to have a role for him. He's not coming in running every route. He's not coming in taking Deontay's place. I mean, he's a deep crosser guy. He's a vertical threat. He's and throwing him a little screen and getting the ball. He's not an every route guy just yet. He will be. He can be. It's there. But I mean, he is a one-year wonder. We talk about those. Everybody's scared of those. He had, I think, 17 catches. Is all he had the year prior to this past one. and then he exploded last season. So yeah, a guy that didn't make my list is Keon Coleman. He's not a top 10 receiver in the class, in my opinion. Like I said, him and Xavier Worthy are the two scariest players in the entire class for me. Terrified of both of them. If my team was to take either one of them, I'd be scared. But at the same time, I mean, with Xavier Worthy, I am high on him, though. I have him 7. I think that's pretty high. I mean, I feel like consensus for him is probably 9 or 10, so I'm a little higher on him than consensus is. And I think he's going to be a damn good wide receiver. But I think the day he's drafted, he's going to be the skinniest wide receiver in the National Football League the day he comes in the league. So that scares me. And Keon Coleman, ran a 4.6, like 4.61. Like, okay, you don't have to, like, just for what Keon Coleman does well, being that slow doesn't help. Like he's never going to be able to just stack guys vertically and outrun them. Okay. He's a contested catch guy. Cool. Right? But at the same time, like, you want a guy that can run routes, do things like that. Now, his play speed's a lot faster than his straight line speed, because one of the things I saw at the combine was actually funny. So he ran that slow 40, but with the, drill when they run down the line and catch the passes.
Yeah.
He had the fastest time out of anybody. Out of any wide receiver at the combine, had the fastest time doing that, but had the slowest 40 out of any receiver. Which I thought was interesting, because that just shows how confident he is. Because that whole drill tells me how confident you are in your hands. Mm-hmm. If you're slowing up every time it's time to catch the ball, you're not confident. If you're able to run full speed the entire time, stay on that line, and catch, drop, you're confident in your hands.
Yeah.
And he is. I mean, he has damn good hands, But yeah, I know, I'm big on not being consensus. But yeah, I'll take my misses. If Adonai Mitchell gets drafted to the Buffalo Bills and he just doesn't love football, and football just isn't what he does. I mean, it's not what he's in love with, or things like that. Then cool. I'll live with that miss. I live with my Zach Wilson miss. I live with it. But yeah, so I'm really high on Adonai Mitchell. We'll get into our guys later. So yeah, I think we could jump right into our top defensive positions. I'll let you go first with D-line.
Okay. All right, so just a little bit of a technical difficulty there. So we're going to start with interior D-line. So my number one interior D-lineman in this class may be a bit of a stretch, but this is just my personal opinion. I am not going based off of anything else, but just my opinion. I think that the number one interior defensive lineman is very slept on in this class, and that is T'Vondre Sweat. I think the kid out of Texas is the prototypical run stuffer that you want as your one technique. He is day one going to be involved in the run game, hands down. He can get after the quarterback as well, but you really don't draft a T'Vondre Sweat to get after the quarterback. You want him to be your gap filler. You want him to take on a double team, split that double team, and get in the backfield, make the running back change directions. T'Vondre Sweat may not give you everything that you want on the stat sheet. He may not have the 5 tackles and the 2 sack game that you love to see from an interior D lineman. They're a great game for an interior D lineman. He might not have that. He might walk out of there with 2 tackles. But I'm telling you, he made an impact. He made the running back switch gears. The running back thought he saw a hole. Now that hole's closed up. Now he's going to have to stay patient. He's going to have to sit back. Now your defense is collapsing in down. Your linebackers are now being able to react to the run. Your DBs are reacting to the run. You're getting more people into the box by the time he can make his decision and find his hole, because the one that he thought was there, T'Vondre Sweat just split him, moved himself into that gap, and now he can't go there. Now he has to change his mind. Now he's trying to think on the fly. And not a lot of running backs can do that. Now, a lot of running backs can. A lot of running backs can audible in mid-play, can get to a different spot. But a lot of running backs are very one-cut guys. They get the ball, they hit their move, and they go. And they just take off.
Yeah.
And when you play a team where you have a defensive lineman that can cause so much chaos like T'Vondre can, and can get in the backfield. Now, I know the DUI right before the draft, that is stupid.
But it's the best case scenario for teams like Cincinnati that want him, because he's going to fall.
That might be the dumbest thing that you can do, is get a DWI right before the draft. Especially in 2024. We have Lyft, we have Uber. There's no excuse. No excuse.
I mean, you had taxis back in the day.
You got taxis now. You can call a taxi. Sure. You can call Uber. You can call a Lyft. Like, bro, you had
and he got the money. Like,
you had options. But you ain't got the $20, bro. Just talk to somebody. Somebody knew who you were. They could slide you $20 so you can get the Uber and get out of there. Like, that was dumb.
But the other
No
point
excuse.
is about him that I feel like goes overlooked is not okay. Yeah, sometimes guys aren't like player like him. He's not gonna be in a stat sheet nearly as
All
much
the
as,
time,
as
yeah.
other guys,
Now,
right?
he will be.
Yeah,
but not
I mean, yeah,
as much as
right, yeah,
other
yeah.
D-line.
That's what I'm saying. Like not as much as other guys,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
but that's initially too because we're talking about a guy like him. I mean, he comes in 0 tech, probably straight over the center.
Mm-hmm.
But he can graduate. He can graduate, nose tackle school and go to a 3 tech.
Yeah.
He can get there eventually. But I think where T'Vondre Sweat is really gonna make a living in the National Football League, he's a defensive lineman that every linebacker wants.
Yes.
Right? Like imagine him on like. That's why Philly could get away so much in National Football League with not having good linebackers. I can't name a single linebacker on Philly that would actually have decent like Edwards went and got paid. TJ Edwards, he's aight, right? What's his name? He plays for the Cardinals, number 7. Kyron something like that. He went, got paid, trash. Like it's because of how great the defensive line in front of him was and how great the nose tackles like Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox and those guys. Those guys make linebackers play better.
Yeah.
Right,
And
they really do. He's going to go to a team. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say Cincinnati, for example. He's gonna, like you said, he's gonna have to reroute guys, and when a guy has to reroute, you're going right into a Logan Wilson, right into a Jermaine Pratt.
And
So
the perfect example of this is somebody that is not in the stat sheet a lot, but somebody that is so crucial, especially to that team in 2021 when we made that run to the Super Bowl, and that's DJ Reader, and that's what I see a lot in T'Vondre Sweat, to be able to fill the hole, get into the gaps, be so effective in the run game. We are talking about Derrick Henry with 32 rushing yards. He got that one touchdown in the playoff run. We're talking about a Nick Chubb that had 35 rushing yards. When you have a nose tackle or one technique that can affect the run game so much, and these teams that rely on the run game heavily, you can take them completely out of their game plan. And now they have to switch gears and do something
teams
different.
have to run outside with power backs.
If you go back to 2021 when the Bengals played the Titans in the playoffs in the divisional round in Tennessee, they lost that game because DJ Reader and that run defense was so important and so impactful stopping Derrick Henry in the run game. They had to rely on Ryan Tannehill, and Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions because he was not used to that pressure. He was not used to being the go-to because they couldn't run the ball like they normally would.
Exactly.
When you play a team like Baltimore.
And the defense was working too. That's the thing.
Right.
The
When you play a
defense for the
team like-
Titans were working too, and they just couldn't get the run game going.
When
They
you play
lost.
a team like Philly, when you play a team like Pittsburgh, well, at least the last couple years, and you can effectively stop the run game or at least slow the run game down, it completely changes their offensive perspective, and they're a completely different team. And not a lot of teams can adapt to that and overcome that. So
Yeah.
I got him as my number 1 interior D lineman. At number 2, I got Jerzon Newton out of Illinois. I think he's a prototypical 3 technique that can get after the quarterback. I like the skill set. I like the way he can go after it. And honestly, if he's not the biggest guy, you could maybe get him out to the wide 9 and have him rush after the quarterback as an edge rusher. Maybe not every play. Maybe if you run a 3-4, maybe if you want to run a 3-4 disguise where you come out with a 4-3 front, but you're actually dropping that defensive end into coverage, and like Lou likes to do with Sam Hubbard, you can rely on a Jerzon Newton to get after the quarterback. Now Jerzon's not going to be as effective in the run game.
He's not going to be effective in the run game. That's the scary part.
That's the part where he's lacking. He's not a great run stopper, but he can get after the QB. He can take on that guard. He can take on that center. He can get after the QB. And this is a pass-first league. So we are going away from the running back movements. We
Not
are
in
going
the
away
division,
from the
no.
27, 28,
Yeah.
29, 30 carries a game.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
in certain divisions.
Yeah.
But as a NFL, as a general whole, we are going away from the run game as much as they used to.
It's just to me, right? I love like Jerzon Newton too. I'm not like low on him or anything like that, but where I'm scared of him is, right, if I'm gonna take a guy round 1 or with a high draft pick, he has to be effective in the biggest times of the game.
Yes,
Right,
especially as a D tackle.
So if I'm taking a defensive lineman,
yes.
when it's after the 2-minute warning, and we got 3 timeouts and teams trying to run the ball, you have to be effective,
Yes.
motherfucker. You're the best. Like I drafted you to be the best player on my defense.
Right. There are certain positions that
that's
if you
scary.
take
But other
them
than
in
that, hell yeah.
There are certain positions if you take in the first round, they have to be 100% can't miss athlete or
Of course.
prospects.
Of course.
Tight end, defensive tackle,
Running back.
linebacker.
all the unimportant positions. Basically, like quarterbacks, tackles, edge rushers, wide receivers, they can come along.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because those are also positions where
especially if you're just a good athlete. If you're a wide receiver and you don't have the best hands, but you're a pure athlete, you can develop into being a more effective receiver. I mean, if you take a look at his name is slipping off the top of my head right now. Oh man.
Give me the team.
He was a couple years. Stevie Johnson. That was his name. So Stevie Johnson was a very good athlete. He was a quick receiver. Didn't have the greatest hands. Had a lot of drops. He wasn't a Pro Bowl receiver, but he had a good career in the NFL. Even though he had a lot of drops, not a good career, but a lengthy career in the NFL,
which most people don't have.
Because you can still be an athlete and still be effective at your position, even if you don't have the best hands.
Let's talk about it. Jamar Chase was known for his drops at LSU. He was known for
drops.
His first action in Cincinnati was plagued with drops.
Yeah. Deontay Johnson in his younger years.
Yeah,
one of your favorite guys. A lot of drops in the younger years.
But if you're a really good route runner like Deontay was, or you're just a freak athlete like Jamar Chase is, we can work with that. You feel what I'm saying? Because you could do stuff that not everybody can do.
Exactly.
Yes, step one is wide receivers catch the football.
Yes.
It is. If you can't catch the football, you're not valuable on our football team. But at the same time, if you're going to be open as often as those two guys are, you could drop one or two of them a game because you're going to get 6. You know, so for sure.
And you don't ever want to draft a prospect in the first round that you're not 100% confident in. But there are certain positions that
it's a new league,
develop.
man. It's a new league.
But there are certain positions that if you draft in the first round, they gotta be can't miss.
Yeah.
Jerzon Newton and his lack of ability in the run game is very concerning for him being that first round prospect.
It's terrifying, but
because you're spending a first round pick on a D tackle, that D tackle has to be solid. In my opinion, they have to be what you want them to be, because now the D tackle market is getting a little bit inflated. I mean, we just saw Chris Jones get paid. We saw Christian Wilkins get paid. Justin Matabuke get paid. Like, the D tackles are getting paid, but these are the can't miss D tackles. Chris Jones literally changed games in the playoffs last year.
Every single guy we just named changed games last season.
Yes.
Christian Wilkins, Justin Matabuke won games for the Ravens.
If you are a put together prospect, and Aaron Donald, who's about to go into the Hall of Fame,
he's the greatest defensive player ever.
You have no weakness in your
arguably.
game. You can be, like, if you draft a Jerzon Newton and you develop the run game, or you draft a Tavondre Sweat in the first round and you develop a pass rush, and they're good to go, they could be the best player on your defense.
Of course, and that's what you're drafting them to be. Let's be honest. A first round draft pick. We're drafting you to be that guy.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's a new league though. You're seeing more projects.
Right. At number 3, I got Byron Murphy, the other D tackle out of Texas. I think that
he's the next Aaron Donald.
He's just somebody that you can just put him at the D tackle position, and you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about what he's doing. You ain't got to worry about a sub. You ain't got to worry about cap space or whatever. You just put him out there. I'm solid there. Now I can go build other places. He's just somebody that's going to fit in, and he's that type of player that fits in everywhere. There's not a lot of players. You just talked about Xavier Worthy for a while there. There's not a lot of teams where Xavier Worthy fits.
No.
He doesn't really, and fits is not a great word. It doesn't fit on paper. Let's say that, because you can make a player fit. You can change your offense. But on paper, if Xavier Worthy gets drafted by I want to say the Panthers. Let's say the Cardinals, and he's the number 1 guy. He goes number 4. I don't think he's going number 4. Say he goes number 4.
They could trade back, or he can go 27.
Okay. Yeah, he can go 27, right?
Yeah, let's say they take corner at 4.
They take corner at 4, right?
Because I've seen that.
Xavier Worthy is your number 1 go-to receiver. Probably not a good idea.
Right.
Probably not a good idea.
But now Romo Dunze and Byron Murphy are the same player.
Right, and I said probably not a good idea, because everybody can prove everybody wrong. Now, if Xavier Worthy get drafted by, let's say Houston
or Kansas City.
Now, if he goes to Houston, where you got Stephon Diggs, you got Nico Collins, you got Tank Dell. Now you got somebody that's just fast, that could just run straight and outrun everybody. Now that changes. Now that's a weapon. You know what I mean? So
but
a guy like Byron Murphy, there's 32 ball clubs he fits.
Yeah. There's not a single team in the draft that wouldn't take him.
Yeah.
I think once we get to 16, any pick on, we'll look at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the first defensive tackle off the board easily.
I mean, he could definitely be.
Well,
I personally think
Newton,
Jerzon's going to be the first off the board.
I haven't seen a mock draft with him in the first round in about a month. No cap. Like, he has completely fell off the face of the earth. Like, I don't know why. I don't like it. I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, yeah, I think I think Jerzon's definitely Packers and on. Like, that's where he's been drafted. Matter of fact, a lot. I have seen him go 19. I've seen him go 19, I think, twice in mock drafts. And I think every single time I seen him go 19, Byron Murphy went like 14 to the Saints. So I was like, oh, fuck. But yeah.
At number 4, I got Chris Jenkins out of Michigan. I think that Chris Jenkins he's somebody that's going to be I think he may be like a day 3 guy, maybe a day 2 guy. Sneak into that 3rd round.
Teams are getting higher on him too. I've been hearing too.
Yeah. I have seen that they're getting higher, but and he could go round 2. He's not going to be somebody that's going to step in and immediately change your defense, but he is somebody that has the potential to grow into that player. He's somebody that day 1 he's probably not going to start, but he is going to get snaps.
Of course,
he is going to be on the field. He's going to be somebody you can develop. So. That's somebody that if you're looking for a D tackle, but you're not looking to spend that premium pick, he's going to be there in a little bit of later rounds, and he's somebody that you can develop and build around.
Yeah.
At number 5, let me pull up my list back here. Sorry, my phone's about to die, so I'm on savior mode. I have Brandon Fisk out of FSU.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a later round pick, but I also think that he's somebody that can be effective in a system. I think this is a very top heavy interior defensive line class. I think you got your 3 guys that can go round 1 to round 2, and they're going to be boom. They could go quickly, or they could be a little bit of a wait. Then you kind of have a bit of a drop off in this class, in my opinion, when you go from 4 down.
Yeah.
But I think that there's still guys that can change defenses. They can come in and be effective. Somebody that may not be in the spotlight. Somebody that may be, somebody that you don't think of as a weapon, but they are very, very, very somebody that's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but are very effective in your defense. So I like this interior D-line class, but that's my top 5 so far.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get into mine. So I remember around February when draft season officially kicked off, the Super Bowl ended. The consensus thought around the defensive line class was that and running back were the 2 worst positions, and tight end were all the worst positions in the class. And people have really came around to the D-line class. Mm-hmm. There's a ton of guys. Now I'm not gonna lie. Like, yes, it's top heavy. But at the same time, like you have 3 guys from LSU that are all gonna go round 3 to round 7, and they're all gonna be good players.
Yeah.
But my thing is kind of with the wide receiver position. I think there's only certain guys where you're gonna ask them to do anything, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I think on my list, once you get to 4 projects or certain roles, start. Yeah. So for me, my number 1 is Byron Murphy. The biggest knock on Byron Murphy is the same thing that was Aaron Donald's knock, and also Kalijah Kancey. And Kalijah Kancey just tore up the league last year as a rookie for the Buccaneers. Was one of the main reasons they made the playoffs and won a playoff game. He was a dog. Was drafted first round last year, and I see the same pattern with Byron Murphy. It's a size. He's 6'1". But at the same time, once again, the pass rush is there. Mm-hmm. He's going to get to the quarterback. He's the second best pass rusher in the class, behind Jerzon Newton. Interior wise, I'm not talking edge rushers.
I get you.
And then he's second best run stuffer behind his teammate T'Vondre Sweat. Mm-hmm. So he's there's not a single thing that he doesn't do well, and he's always in the backfield. Like, I don't think there's a single player in this class that was in the backfield more than Byron Murphy every single play. Like, he just lived back there. Like, it's to the point where I thought him in the center lined up in the wrong spots because he was always in the backfield. My number 2 is Jerzon Newton. Like I said, I'm not low on him by any means. I'm weary. I'm scared. What I want to take him in a first round pick depends how the board falls, right? And also depends what I need too, right? Like if I'm a team,
it depends if somebody trades up.
Yeah, if I'm a team, right? Like I don't see him going. I see him going in the 20s at the earliest. I don't see him going top 20. Does he deserve to?
No,
I think so.
Yeah, I meant trades up, like trades back into the first.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like say you're Buffalo, or not say you're Buffalo. Let's say you're, I don't know, what's the team in
New England
or Jacksonville. You're Jacksonville. You take a player at 19, but you trade back in at 28. And
Yeah, I was thinking the team that's high in the second that wouldn't have to give up too much, like
Right.
like New England, who's right there, like
Could
what
be,
34, 35. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm saying, once you get to those teams, and we're talking about Dallas, and we're talking about Green Bay, and Buffalo, and teams like that, like he reminds me a lot of Ed Oliver. Okay. A lot of people were scared of Ed Oliver when he was coming into the league because he wasn't a run stuffer at all. Like he got displaced a lot. But Ed knew that though. He didn't think he was a complete prospect. He knew he wasn't, and that was the number one thing he worked on, was just getting stronger. And now Ed Oliver, he also just got paid this offseason. A lot of no, they were smart with him. They paid him first. He was the first defensive tackle that got paid, and we all were like, "Ooh, what the fuck did they just give Ed Oliver?" Now we're like, "Okay, he's only the ninth. He's only the ninth highest paid." Okay, right. That's how I feel about.
That was a deal. Yeah.
That's how I feel about Smitty's contract. Like right now, I'm like, "Ooh, shit, Smitty made a lot of money," but CeeDee Lamb about to get paid. Just Jefferson about to get paid. Jamar Chase about to get paid. I'm like, ooh. Yeah. Then we gonna say like, damn, okay, only 25. Brandon, you about to get paid. We're like, damn, they got Smitty for 25. But okay, and AJ Brown both for 25 each. Yeah. And these for me, so yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, so I think he reminds me a lot of Ed Oliver. I'm a big Ed Oliver guy. I'm a big fan of Ed Oliver. So I love Josiah Newton a lot.
Effective.
My 3 is Braden Fisk. He's the best athlete at the position. I mean, his 40 was just phenomenal. And there's not a player, not across any position, that plays harder than Braden Fisk. Watch the tape. We're talking about a guy that it's a screen pass, and he at the 3 tech is getting all the way across the field and tackling the screen just because how hard he works. Nobody. He's having punch outs past the safeties. That's how hard this guy works. He's always going 100. I don't fucking know how he plays as many snaps as he did, because he looked tired every fucking play because of how hard he was running. But I mean, he's a really good guy. But yeah, he's coming. He's going to play 3. He's going to play 5. He's going to do a lot of things. Whereas, like in my 4, I said it's T'Vondre Sweat. Do I think T'Vondre Sweat is the 4th best? No, but I think T'Vondre Sweat is going to have one role initially, right? Well, probably his whole rookie contract, T'Vondre Sweat is going to be a Vita Vea, right? Vita Vea is a damn good defensive lineman in the National Football League, and he makes a fucking ton of money, and he deserves it. But Vita Vea just does one thing, and that's shut down running backs, which he talked about earlier. You have no glory with that. So your contract doesn't show that, and neither does your league-wide view of how good you are. It's always going to be lower. Whereas we're 3 guys ahead of him, they're going to sack the quarterback a ton more. They're going to get more tackles. They're going to have better highlights. They're going to probably make more money on their second contract. Mm-hmm. But T'Vondre Sweat is going to be a guy that's in the league for years, and I love T'Vondre Sweat a lot. I think the DWI, I don't think it hurts him too much.
I don't think it hurts him. I just think it's no excuse.
I think now he goes, okay, I thought T'Vondre Sweat was going to be probably mid-30s. I thought he was going to go 35. 38-ish, right? Now I think he goes late 40s, early 50s, in that range. So
that'd be great. I would love I love him to be at 49.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Perfect. And my 5 is Rook Roro. Dog. I mean, at Clemson, he's really good. Another guy that I think he's going to play. You can put him at 3. You can put him at the 5. He's a project of the class. I think he's gonna go high. Like he's gonna go probably early second, and people are going to be like, "Whoa, okay," but it's because you take this kind of guy, you can have like a Justin Madubuike, you could have a 10-sack kind of guy in this guy. Initially, I don't know, right? You never know though. Most of these guys, like, it's projection with him. Like it's mainly projection. Like the tape is there, but like all the sacks wasn't really there. But he was always in the backfield. He was making plays. But it's a lot of projection more than anything. So, but I think because of that, he's going to go a lot higher than people think. Mm-hmm. But a guy like Mason Smith at LSU, he's a dog. Jordan Jefferson at LSU, dog. Like Mekhi Wingo, those 3 interior defensive linemen out of there, they're all going to be really good football players. Mm-hmm. It's a good class.
Yeah.
Especially because of the value.
Yeah. Because
a guy like Mason Smith is, I think he's a 2nd-round talent. He probably might fall to the 4th, and if that fucking happens, he's going to be a steal. Right? That type of guy you have. Same thing with running backs. Like, I don't think a single, like, here's a topic I want to talk about later, but I'll just bring it up now. I don't think a running back goes the first 2 rounds of the draft, which has to be a record. Like, that has to be the first time that a running back or any position group, besides like kicker and punter and shit, didn't go in the first 2 rounds of the draft at all. I think the first running back is probably Jonathan Brooks out of Texas to Dallas in the 3rd round. Like, that's honestly what I think, which is just crazy, but that's how it's viewed. So again, edge rushers, I'll go first time. So I have Dallas Turner. Yeah, I mean, just absolute fucking dog, difference maker, freak athlete. He's not Will Anderson. He's not Aiden Hutchinson. But I think he's a better project than Travon Walker, who got took number 1 overall 2 drafts ago. I mean, only reason why that draft pick kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth is because of what Aiden Hutchinson turned into, which we knew what Aiden Hutchinson was going to be. I mean, the motherfucker was up there at the Heisman as an edge rusher. So we knew what he was going to be in the National Football League. But, I mean, you look at the traits of Travon Walker, that's why he went 1. And I see a lot of the same things in Dallas Turner, but even better. Dallas Turner, if it wasn't 4 quarterbacks going to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, Dallas Turner would be picked top 5 in this class. He deserves to be. He's that fucking good of a player. He's not Will Anderson, of course. Like, he's not a technician, but he is so fucking athletic. He's Josh Allen in this class. That just got paid hella money by the Jaguars. Freak athletes, that's one position that you don't have to have a fucking move. Like, you don't gotta know how to be an edge rusher. Yeah. But if you're just a freak athletically, you'll work out. You will. Like, that's one of the only positions where you really can say that.
Can't teach speed.
And he has it. And my number 2 is Laiatu Latu. He's the exact opposite. The medicals are scary. Like, but there's no doctors over here on Team Jeffrey. So I don't buy into the medical stuff. He was still able to play. He had to medically retire 2 years ago, but he came back and he dominated the Pac-12 again. Dominated every team he went against. I don't think I haven't been doing this too long, but I don't think there's a single edge rusher prospect that we've seen in the past 5-10 years that has the moves that Laiatu Latu does coming into the league. I mean, most guys, they have one move when they get to the league. You're trying to teach them a counter, right? Or some guys have their go-to and then their counter. That's about it, and that's good enough. Shit, that's good enough in college football to dominate. It's a go-to move in the counter. This motherfucker has every move. Like, there's not a single move he doesn't have. Like, he's an absolute technician. He's gonna go round 1. I love him going to LA, staying in LA, and going to the Rams. I think they need him, and I love that. My 3 is Jared Verse. Jared Verse he's Max Crosby, man. Like, that's what he reminds me of so much. A more athletic Max Crosby. Like, he goes so hard. He's always around the ball. He's never not like, that's why Florida State was so good this year. Him and Braden Fisk, probably the 2 hardest workers in the entire class, like workhorse guys on the field. They just went after it. Like, they never stopped. Like, they ran 100% every single rep. There's not a single rep. Okay, if the ball ran the other way, oh, okay, boom, they got it over there. No, I'm running full fucking speed trying to get there. Hard-ass worker. Great. He's a great player. He's going to be really good. I don't know where he's going to get drafted. Like, that's the one. I've seen Jared Verse. Like, I know it's funny because y'all remember on this podcast, I also said if he falls 18, that's the pick. I've seen him mocked after 18 a lot more than I saw him mocked before 18. Like, his stock has fell a lot, but so does a lot of guys because, like I said, you got guys like J.J. McCarthy that just boomed. Byron Murphy boomed late. You had a lot of these guys like Quinyon Mitchell and Terrion Arnold. These guys just boomed, came on the scene. They're guaranteed top 15 picks now in most people's eyes. Then you have like 7 tackles that all can go in the top 20. So, like, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes. I'm really excited. I pray I want him to, but it would be fun to see him fall to a Detroit, right? Like all the way at 29, where I've seen him mocked several times too. My 4 is Chop Robinson. I've came around to him. We talk about the speed. He has it in spades. You have 2 exact opposite products coming out of Penn State. You have the guy that was super productive, but not that good of an athlete in Adisa Isaac. And then you have a guy that was not productive, but a super freak athlete in Chop Robinson. So, it in my opinion, I think it just depends on what side you're on. If you're a guy that's like, I don't care how good of an athlete he is, look at their production, then you probably like Adisa Isaac a lot more than you like Chop Robinson. If you're a guy like, yeah, but that was college stuff. How many guys had no production in college and came to the league and boom? It's happened before. And Chop Robinson's a guy that can happen with. And then my 5 is Darius Robinson out of Missouri. Another just fucking hound, bro. He's going to be really good. He's a guy I think Austin would like a lot because he's a guy that he played everywhere, bro. He played 1, he played 3, he played 5, he played wide 9. Like, I don't know what he's going to be in the league. That's why I want him to go to Detroit as well, or maybe Carolina. Like, I want him to go to a team that has flexible defensive line, that move him all over the place. I don't want to see him go to a team that's just going to strictly put him at wide 9. Because I hate that. I hate when teams do. If a guy's, I mean, it is scary though. If a guy's trump card, like his best thing he is versatile, then he's probably not good at it. He's probably not good enough at anything. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying Darius is such a good, just aggressive pass rusher that he can rush anywhere on the defensive line. So I think he's a guy. I'm not saying he's Myles Garrett, but I think he's a guy that you give him the more favorable. Like, okay, let's say it's Detroit. I think you play in Hudson or whoever, and he can win. But I think you have a guy like Darius Robinson. You put him on the most favorable matchup on the field. Whoever you think is the worst offensive lineman on the other team, you put your rookie one-on-one with him and let Aiden Hutchinson eat on the outside. I mean, that's a match made for heaven right there, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's my edge rushers. I mean, this isn't the greatest edge rushing class. I mean, compared to the years we've had, but I still think it's a pretty good class. All in all.
Yeah.
Top heavy again. It's very top heavy, but a lot of classes are like that. So, like, this class is just so good up top. Like, the first 3 rounds of this class, up there with some of the best ever. But 4 through 7, I mean, you have some CFL guys that are going to get drafted. Like, it's all over the place once you. But that's how it should be. The first 2 days should be stacked. Once you get out of that, you're closing your eyes, you're throwing darts at that point, trying to hit a bullseye.
Yeah. So my number one edge rusher in this class personally is Jared Verse. We talked about it a little bit. He talked about it a little bit ago. I would love for him to be taken at 18. I know that we in Cincinnati we value edge rushing a lot. I mean, we just took Myles Murphy last year at 28. We know the value of getting after the quarterback. We know that like he just said, if you have a premier pass rush as your defensive lineman, that takes so much pressure off your linebackers, especially in the system where we run,
and your corners,
especially in the system where we run, where we like to run only 2 linebackers and 5 DBs on the field at all times. Well, almost all times. If you have a great pass rush, somebody that 4 guys that can just get after the quarterback, that's going to take so much pressure off of a lot of players.
And also a team like, I'm not saying y'all have a secondary issue, but for example, we have a guy like Dax Hill. We talked about he might change positions, right?
Yeah.
He's
probably going to move to slot corner.
Right, yeah, like which Mike Hilton's already there. And we also feel like DJ Turner's probably better in the slot than he is outside. Not saying he isn't going to be good outside, but when you have these question marks, while they're figuring it out, you get after that quarterback, that makes everything back there so much easier. Like, having a great secondary gives edge rushers time to get back there. And also, having great edge rushers make the quarterback get it out sooner to where you're most likely in a better position. Yeah. So, it all works hand in hand.
Now, the hand placement and the movement that Jared Verse has, the way he can just get after the quarterback, the way that he can just take somebody on that left tackle and just get around them. I mean, just make them go against their will, what they want to do. I think that he has out of the top 3 guys. We're talking about Laiatu Latu, Jared Verse, and Dallas Turner. I think that Jared Verse has the highest ceiling, but he also has the lowest floor. He could be somebody that comes in and turns into a all-pro pass rusher, and he could also, in the wrong system, become the worst out of those 3. Not the worst pass rusher in the class, but out of those 3, he could be the worst one, or he can come in and be the next, 25 sack per season guy. So I think out of the top 3 pass rushers, he has the highest ceiling but the lowest floor. Yeah, we really don't know where he's at, but I like the experiment. I like the development potential. I like somebody that their ceiling, their brass ring is much higher. I mean, this is a guy that could be a Hall of Fame pass rusher if he can get put in the right system, develop the tools that he needs. He could be he could turn into the best pass rusher in the league in 3 short years, or he can turn into somebody that is struggling to get 10 sacks a season. We don't know. Yeah, of course. My argument is I think Dallas Turner has the highest ceiling because he's the biggest. He's the biggest project. I mean he's coming in just
Okay, the way I look at these guys, Leatu Latu has the best moves out of these three.
Mm-hmm.
Verse is the hardest worker, right? He goes the hardest. He cannot be denied on any play.
Mm-hmm.
And Dallas Turner's the freakiest athlete. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And you can say Verse is also the strongest. I think if I'm putting any one of the three inside on a play, it's going to be Verse before it's anybody else, for sure. So I mean, yeah.
And
but
what I like about Verse is he's not
so
scared to
good.
get into the run game as well. He's going to be somebody, like you said, he's going to work hard. He's going to put the work in. He's going to step wide, get a hand on the linebacker. He's going to maybe chip a tight end for you. You know, if you're playing against Kansas City and you got Travis Kelce out there, he's not going to be afraid to put a hand on a tight end, give him a bump. I'll sacrifice my pass rush for this play because for the greater of the team.
Yeah.
At number 2, I have Dallas Turner. Like you said, he's just the athletic ability, the way that he can get after the quarterback. Somebody that can, I mean, Dallas Turner is literally, he could put his hand in the ground against certain tackles. And when they say hut, he can just run straight and get to the quarterback. He's just quick. He's fast. He knows what to do. Straight line guy. Just somebody and
But he could play inside linebacker,
and secure.
bro.
I mean,
like that's how good of an athlete he is.
While I was watching tape on Dallas Turner, there wasn't a lot of broken tackles. There wasn't a lot of times where that running back or that quarterback was popping out of his. He's gonna wrap you up, and when he gets his hands on you, you're going to the ground.
Yeah.
At number 3, I have Leatu Latu. Like you said, he has really good pass rush moves. He is somebody that he can put, you know, like DeMarcus Ware when he would do that spin move and hit you with that arm and he just make tackles look silly.
And then do the half spin. And like he's
just
so
somebody
many moves,
that can make you look silly. He can have your left tackle scratching his head on the sideline and we're looking at the fucking Microsoft tablet like, oh shit, what do we do next? Bro,
that's why the Senior Bowl he was also
Leatu Latu's the guy that if you don't have a good enough tackle, they're sinking in their chair when it's time to watch film from the game. Because he's gonna make you look dumb.
Yeah.
He's gonna make you, you know, you're grabbing at the grass while he's going after your quarterback.
Yeah. Now he's not as good against. He's really good against the run compared to everyone else in the class except for the top two that you have. The top two. Yeah. When it comes to Verse and Turner, I'll take them in the run game before him. But that doesn't mean he's like weaker in the run game. Right. It's just that's what they have over him.
Yeah. At number 4, I got Chop. I agree with you there. At number 4, I think now for me, I kind of had Darius Robinson and Chop Robinson, and this is kind of spoiling a little bit. I also had Darius at 5. I had them kind of on the same even keel field. Maybe not even, but, you know, very, very similar.
Yeah.
In terms of where I think they're going to be as prospects, not in terms of game, like,
of course,
style. Yeah. What really sets Chop Robinson up here for me personally is Chop coming out of the Big Ten. That's just a little bit of
you put that over the SEC?
Here's why.
I'll take an SEC edge rusher way before I'll take a Big Ten.
And personally, I think that
because you're a Big Ten fan, that's why.
I said it's my opinion.
So he went against way better competition.
Right, but
in SEC.
The competition, yes. I would say way better.
Yes,
better competition.
way better competition.
But let me finish what I'm saying. So I see the SEC as a high-powered, high-flying pass conference. Teams are really good, but teams are very just boom, 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 go, go, go. I see the Big Ten as the AFC North, where it's gritty. It's grinding.
Ohio State passes the ball more than Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss.
I mean,
they're not about to this year because now they had the best running back room. But last season, with a terrible quarterback, they passed the ball.
Every team in every conference is the exact same.
Of course, right?
I'm not saying every team in the Big Ten is this way.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
of course.
That's how I see it. I see. So for me, you know, somebody that puts the work in, going to get that AFC North, that NFC East, where it's just boom, boom, boom. Every time they play each other, it's just you know it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell for the trenches.
For sure.
I just give that little slight edge, in my opinion.
It just the production for Darius is over. I have Chop over him as well as a prospect, but yeah, obviously the production is miles ahead for Darius. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying for sure.
Yeah. And then, like I said, at number 5, I do have Darius Robinson as well. Yeah. So our number 4 and 5 is the same. For me personally,
I mean, we have the same 5.
Yeah, we have the same 5.
Orders, of course, yeah.
I think Jared Verse just has that higher ceiling. Me personally, I know you said you think Dallas is the highest one. I just think that I can see Jared Verse being a all-pro pass rusher in 3 years if he's developed correctly.
But once again, like right now, all three of them step foot on the field for the same team. I think Dallas Turner is the clear starter over the three. And I think so. I'm saying, okay, if you're filling two spots with three players, Jared Verse will be the third guy coming off the bench, right? I mean, not even just my opinion. I mean, that's pretty much consistent with him because I think. He's damn good though. I mean, like, bro, Jared Verse should be a first round pick. He should be a top 20 pick, bro.
He's the third guy coming off the bench, but that doesn't mean he sucks. I mean, it just means out of the other two, you think he's.
But once again, Dallas Turner is the biggest. He's the biggest projection out of the three. Laiatu Latu's coming in as technician. Jared Verse is coming in as a fucking hog. Dallas Turner's coming in a freak athlete. Freak athletes don't always work out, right? Freak athletes
don't always work out.
So you take him at 8. He could be a jersey retirement type of guy.
Yeah,
he easily can be.
I could definitely see that.
But at the same time, you get a Laiatu Latu at 19, and then you get a Jared Verse in the mid-20s.
But also,
we might be looking back like, damn, Dallas all the way at 8, and those two didn't go till then. We also could look back like that easily too. You know, that's how the draft works.
And also, it really depends on the system. It depends on where they go, what scheme they're
I don't want Verse standing up all game.
Yeah, also,
like I do the other two.
Right.
Right.
But
not saying he can't. I just don't want it. He's too good everywhere else to just strictly hold him to that.
Yeah.
Like if he went to Pittsburgh and he had to do the wide nine all game like Highsmith or Watt, I don't want that. Not saying he couldn't be a 10-sack guy like that. Just that's what I want for Verse and for Turner. I want them wide nine attacking all game. With Verse, I want to see him get us. I want to see him at some 3. I want to see him at some 5. I want to see him mix it up with him because that's his skill set. That's what he does. Yeah. So I agree. It's a really underrated class. Interior linebackers. I can go ahead and go first. So, once again, there's no medicals on Team Jeffrey. So, Peyton Wilson is my number 1. I know people are scared of the medicals and things like that. Him and my number 2 are fucking neck and neck. But, Peyton Wilson, my number 1. I mean, he clocked the fastest time out of any player in all of NCAA last season. He ran what, a high 4.3. He's just a freak athlete, really good athletically. The medicals are scary.
Very good sideline to sideline guy.
Yes, and in that North Carolina State defense, man, he stood up on the edge several times. He's a good pass. He's really good in pass coverage. Man, he could do it all as a linebacker. That's rushing the edge. That's playing inside. Now, the head scratching is the medicals. You're terrified of that, obviously. But he bites on a lot of stuff. He does. But same man. I mean, a lot of linebackers do that in college. You know, he wants to make the big play, so he gets caught up a lot in trying to make the big play, doing too much and giving up plays. But it happens a ton in college because guys are just so much better athletically than everybody else on the field sometimes that they overdo it. And that's Peyton Wilson. My number 2 is Junior Colson. I know this stat because Daniel Jeremiah, this Daniel Jeremiah's guy right here, he gave up the least broken tackles in all of college football last season. When he gets his hand on you, you're down. Like he's a great tackler. I mean, he's probably the best all-around linebacker when it comes to the run game. Like Peyton Wilson is a great coverage guy and he's a freak athlete. But Junior Colson is that Roquan, that Fred Warner, that man, he is just going to lay the wood. Like he's going to come down, big hits, big plays. He's not a reliability in coverage. He's not as good as Peyton Wilson, but he's not a reliability whatsoever. He reminds me of a Patrick Queen. Like, you're not going to draft him probably to be your green dot right away, but you draft him and he comes in as your 2, dominant. Now, my number 3 is Adrian Cooper. Once again, another Patrick Queen type. Don't draft Adrian Cooper if you want him to be the green dot. He's not that guy, I promise y'all. You want him to just be a run hit. Like, I want you to run, I want you to hit. He's a will. He will never be a Mike. He will always be a will for that whole entire career. If you're drafting him to be a Mike, you will be disappointed 100%. Obviously, he can grow. Obviously, he can mature. He can get better at that, but that's just not his game. He is such a fucking good athlete that we're seeing it so much in college now. Safeties come in college and they turn into linebackers. And then they go in the league and we're like, what the fuck did we do with them? Right? Like Isaiah Simmons and those guys. Adrian has that bug. But Adrian's a linebacker. He put on the weight. He's going to play a linebacker in the National Football League. He's going to do it. He could do it well. As it will. You have a guy that's going to be the go-to guy that's going to have the main job, and Adrian just gets to come in and just see ball, hit ball, and just blow shit up. And he has to know his role every single play. Like, do not spice it up. Don't mix it up. Don't be like, okay, you have this, but this happened, you got this. Don't do that shit with him. That's not his game. So if you tell him, okay, you got Mark Andrews the entire time, cover him in this play, that's all you got to do, He's going to be great. If you tell him, if it's just simple shit like that, he's going to be a damn good player. But he's not the quarterback of the defense. That's just not his game, which is fine. I mean, that's not a bad thing, bro. Like, that doesn't mean you're not going to be a good NFL player. He could be a star NFL player. But just being a quarterback of the defense just isn't it. And that's not a bad thing. My forward, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Bloodlines. His dad was really good. He's good. He's good. He could be a Mike. I can see a Mike for him. I can't say that about him. He's another really good athlete. All the guys I have on my list, Julian Colson probably the worst athlete out of the 5. But he's the best tackler. But yeah, I mean Jeremiah Trotter, very good. He's probably going to go a lot higher than people think. He's probably going to be a second-round pick. Honestly, he could be the first one off the board. I wouldn't take him first. But yeah, he's going to be a really good NFL player. Cedric Gray, he's a sleeper. I've seen him go round 6. I've seen him go round 4. I've seen it 3. He's kind of up and down when it comes to that. Don't really know where he's going to go. He's the best coverage guy in the class at the position. He was asked to do a lot in North Carolina's defense. He was asked to rush. He was asked to cover. He was asked to cover slots, and he did it all really well. I mean, his weaknesses, like broken tackles. Sometimes in space, you can make him miss. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, he can cover. He can make hits. I mean, he's a linebacker, you know. And we're kind of seeing it now with the mirror. I watched Dale Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks' podcast when they were talking about the mirror thing. Like, and I believe in it personally. I want to get your opinion on this. But since running backs are so devalued, the position that mirrors them is also getting really devalued as well, and that's linebacker. You know, I think we're getting to the point where, like, once again, like, it's rare to see a linebacker really get drafted high, and when they do, they're so criticized. Like, you take a running back round 1, you're getting dogged out. That's why the Lions got completely dogged out, because they took two of the positions you never want to take round 1. Linebacker and running back with the 2 first-round picks. They took those 2 positions. They got dogged out for, and obviously Jahmyr Gibbs worked out. But yeah, so I see that a lot. And that's why with these interior defensive linemen getting all this money, this is the best time to have the type of interior offensive line draft that we have coming in this year. Because the mirror method is real, man. Now those guys are going to be more valued because you got to stop the guys on the other side. Yeah. And that's just how those things go. I mean, wide receiver boomed over the past, 2 decades, has really boomed, and now it's because it's turned into a passing league. So corners now are coming up and are way better than ever. And I heard Dan Jeremiah talk about this too. No, it was Mel Kiper actually. The 7-on-7 circuit is real. When you have guys that get to play corner or wide receiver all the time, like they're not running backs that are turning into wide receivers or corners or wide receivers turning into, you know what I mean? These guys do this now often, and they get to perfect their craft. That's why you have corners and stuff like that coming in better than they ever have. You know, you have guys like Joey Porter Jr., like Devon Witherspoon, like these guys that are able to come in, be day one starters, and just be guys. You know, where that corner was known as a project position for years. Mm-hmm. It's not that no more, but it's because you kind of have to match what you're getting on the other side. You know, if you're having these elite ass wide receivers where there's about 20 guys that are dominant across the league, you need 21 dominant corners across the league to stop them. So that's how I look at that. But yeah, so linebackers getting really devalued. There's not going to be one round 1 at all. Hopefully one sneaks into round 2. I love the linebacker position, but this could be another position that doesn't go until round 3.
Yeah. I think this linebacker class is good. It's just not going to be highly selected.
Yeah.
So
you can have some dogs. You can have some guys that boom and turn to be great players. But it's unlikely.
At my number 1, I also had Peyton Wilson out of NC State. Peyton Wilson is what I like to call a announcer's linebacker. He's somebody that when you go to the game, you're going to hear Peyton Wilson on the tackle, Peyton Wilson on the tackle, because he's just everywhere. He's all over the place. He's going to, even if he's not making the tackle, he's going to be in the play. He's going to be the 3rd or 4th guy there.
He's going to make him cut it back. He's going to do something, bro.
Yeah. Every time you look on the screen, every time you look up, Peyton Wilson's on your screen. Yeah. He's just all over the place, good side to side, very quick, very, very, very quick. If you have a linebacker running a 4.3, that's absolutely ridiculous.
For real, bro.
And there's nothing that is negative about that. There's nothing negative about having somebody that can keep up with the top running backs. Well, not even I'm not saying receivers. I'm talking about being a linebacker. You can get a running back. You can get a guy like James Cook, he's gonna break break the
Devon
tackle.
A-Chain.
Yeah, breaks the tackle.
so-
He's down the sideline. You just see your linebacker chasing him down. Like
Hell
that
yeah.
is such a big asset. In situations.
And that's
like
actually when he broke the record, was in that exact scenario, running down or running back on a big play where he hit the highest
and that is
miles per
something
hour
else about
mark.
Peyton. He's not gonna give up because he knows he can catch you. He's
Yeah.
not gonna give up on the play. At number 2, I have Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I think that he is just absolutely the prototypical guy that you want to build your linebacking core around. Somebody that is, he's not only just a great athlete. He's not only a guy that can make the tackle. He's not only a guy that can make you remember his name when you're on your back. You're looking up. You know who the fuck just hit you. He's somebody that you can hand him a playbook and he's gonna know that playbook. He's gonna know it in and out. He's gonna know what to do. He's gonna know his checks. He's an on-field coach, and that's something that is very, very unspoken about a great linebacker. Somebody that the defensive coordinator knows that you're kind of on the same path level or wavelength is what I meant to say. You got the same vibe to you where your linebacker's making checks. And you're confident in the checks that he's making because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
At number 3, I also have Edgerrin Cooper. I know he needs to gain the weight. He needs to get a little bit bigger. We understand this. And I understand that he's not the great coverage guy that you want him to be. But there is such thing as zone coverage. And when you're a linebacker and you give the linebacker a hook to curl, even if he's a bad coverage guy, it's very hard to fuck up a hook to curl. It's hard. It's not easy to fuck up a hook to curl.
Yeah.
You have to be trying to fuck up a hook to curl. So you can hide that. I do think I get what you're saying. He's more of an off-ball linebacker. He's more of a like you said, a will, somebody that is the number 2 guy. Yeah, he's just gonna make a play. But you can't have too many of those either. I mean, not every linebacker is going to be your Mike get after a guy.
I'm blanking on his name. You had Luke Kuechly. That was the Mike.
He was number 5.
Who was number 58 for him? Davis something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
James Davis. I don't know, some shit like that.
I can't remember.
But yeah, like absolute dog. Like you gotta have it too, bro. Like you gotta have. I mean, shit. Look at Roquan and Patrick Queen this year. Mm-hmm. Look at Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Like Dre Greenlaw, Patrick Queen, valuable as fuck. Patrick Queen just went and got paid by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like hella valuable players. Mm-hmm. They were the Wills.
They're gonna be your 120 tackles.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to lead your team in tackles more than the Mike is because the Mike is being the quarterback. He's talking, he's delegating, and the other guy just gets to play. Mm-hmm. Like I don't have to worry about nothing but hitting the person with the football. And that's Edgerrin's biggest strength.
Yeah. For me at number 4, I have Mr. Colson, like you said.
Yeah, Colson.
He's getting higher on my board. He was not on my board at the start of this.
Yeah.
Somebody that's been climbing very fast. Somebody that
he might be the number 1 linebacker off the board, bro.
Like, he definitely could be.
He's really good.
I see it. I like what I've seen. Pro Day looked good. Combine looked good. He's just a solid prospect. At number 5, this may be a little bit more of a bias than it is anything else. I have Tommy Eichenberg. I think
that's deserved though for sure.
A solid linebacker coming out. He's going to be somebody that is a coach on the field. He may have 90 tackles.
Yeah.
But he's going to know everything inside and out about that defense. He's going to be somebody that you can turn to and know everything. And he's going to be somebody that's going to make a play. Something about Tommy Eichenberg that we missed a lot last year. Compared to previous years at Ohio State, he's gonna make. He made a play. Yeah. If you needed somebody to make a play, he was gonna make a play. Didn't have too many of those last year. Hopefully, we can get that fire back.
He's a really good player. He's definitely one of the guys on my list for. They're gonna get drafted late, and then they're gonna make such a huge impact so quickly as a rookie.
Or just very good depth pieces.
Of course, which is very valuable in the league. Guys get hurt all the time.
All the time.
Linebackers are crash dummies, bro. They just get ran into by guards and centers and tackles and running backs and linebackers. Tight ends.
I don't think there's a single linebacker, maybe Peyton, that is going to be a starter in this class.
Yeah.
Day one. But I think there's a lot of depth.
It really depends. Like, there's a few teams that could use them, but not as Mike's. I don't think there's a single one that's going to come in and be a green dot initially. Game one,
Yeah,
but I mean, could be by the end of the year.
Right.
Safeties, my number one safety is Tyler Nubin. I'll come around to it. Cooper DeJean I still have as a corner, unfortunately, for those out there that don't like that. I'll get to Cooper DeJean later. Tyler Nubin is the number one guy. I think if any safety other than Cooper deserves to be a first round pick, it would be Tyler Nubin. I'm high on him. I like him a lot. I think he's a dog. Really good tackler. The picks, the ball production is there. There's nothing not to like about Tyler Nubin. My two is Cameron Kitchens. I love Cameron Kitchens. Cameron Kitchens is another guy that I think there's no real weaknesses. The ball production is there. The getting dirty and making tackles is there. The playing the deep third and, just throwing nobody deeper than you is there. He's a really good safety. My three is Javon Bullard out of Georgia. Javon Bullard won 2 national championships in college. He single-handedly beat Ohio State when he knocked Marvin Harrison Jr. out of that game because he's just a hitter. Like, he lays you. We all know if Marvin Harrison Jr. does not get knocked out of that game, they go on to win that game, and then they probably beat TCU in the national championship game. Just because, that's the way I look at it. He knocked Marv out of that game with a big hit, and that's what he does. He lays hits, he lays the boom, he can come to the league, he can play slot corner and be a Mike Hilton type. Or very easily, he can play deep, play center field and make plays, bro. He's a big hitter, big-time playmaker. Every time Georgia needed a big play defensively, all these guys, Keely Ringo, all these first-round guys, not Keely Ringo's a first-round guy, but Nola Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, all these names we think of when we think of the great Georgia defenses that have won national championships for the past couple years. Javon Bullard was the guy that made the plays whenever needed in the SEC championship games, in the college football playoffs. Javon Bullard, time and time again, when Kirby Smart needed to play, he knew the guy that was going to make it for him, and it was Javon Bullard. That's valuable. And I know he's Mel Kiper's guy. Mel Kiper thinks he's going to be a second-round pick, and that would be crazy to me because at that point he might go higher than one of the other two. And then my four, this is Daniel Jeremiah's guy actually, Kalen Bullock. I see it, man. I think he's a guy. He's just gonna play deep. Throw that bitch up if you want to. He didn't look great this past year, as good as he did in 2022. The question marks the reasons why is because USC's defense was fucking trash. They had no pass rush. They had no run stopping ability. They had no good player on the entire defense besides him. And because of that, why the fuck throw the ball deep when we have everything we possibly want? You can throw it. You can throw it away from one safety. You can go an entire game without throwing it at one safety and still win against USC. That's what they did. That's what every team did this past year. But he's still found a way to try to just make plays. He's going to be a good safety in the National Football League. And then my four is Tyke Smith, another Georgia guy. He took over the slot role. Bullard was playing it during the first championship. Then Tyke Smith transferred from West Virginia and took the slot role, and Bullard went back to safety. Strong free safety. They kind of switched what they did, really. And Tyke Smith did. I think Tyke's going to be a damn good player in the National Football League. He's ready, man. It's about, I love the safety class. Arguably my favorite position in the entire class because there's about 7 guys that are going to be really good football players in the National Football League and that I really just can't miss. Now, do I want them round 1? No. But, for the value you're going to get these guys day 2 and on, none of them are going to miss. Like you know what I mean? Like, there's no Derwin James that you're going to take top 10, right? Or, Jamal Adams. There's none of those guys. But at the same time, maybe Cooper. But at the same time, I don't think none of these guys are just going to be flops and just be bad safeties. It's just not going to happen.
So for me personally, I do have Cooper DeJean as a safety, and he is my number 1 safety in this class. I think that Cooper DeJean, the athlete that he is, the ball hawk that he is, somebody that can make a play. I like the idea of putting him back there at safety, where he can be, have more free range to kind of do what you will.
Yeah.
Especially in a system where, if you're playing a lot of man coverage or a lot of cover 2 man where your safety just playing deep and you're just locking everybody, you want to lock everybody up front, you can give Cooper DeJean the center field where the athlete and the ball hawk that he is, he's gonna find the ball and make a play. Kind of like an Ed Reed in terms of if he's in that general vicinity, he's gonna be near the ball. You know, he's gonna find it. It's like a magnet.
Yeah.
So I do like the idea of him playing safety in a lot of different systems, more than corner. So I do have him as my number one guy. At number 2, I do have Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota. I think that he is what you want to be, and somebody that you can develop, somebody that you can put your eggs into the basket, and it's going to work out for you. Do I think he's the a starting safety day one? Maybe, maybe not. Depending on the system that he goes to, but he's somebody that you can develop and get on the field, and he's going to play some snaps for you, he's going to play quality snaps for you, key snaps for you. At number 3, I have Javon Bullard as well, even though
You were on the wrong side of that play.
Yeah, exactly. I was on the wrong side of the hit.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, it was a good play. It wasn't dirty. It wasn't anything.
It was a safety making a play, bro. It was just a hit, bro. That's what happens.
He hit him, took him out of the game. That's what you're supposed to do as a safety. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. At number 4, I have Cameron Kitchens out of the U. Not a lot of U players in this class, at least in our top 5. Not a lot.
No, there's a couple in the class, but not on top 5.
Yeah, that's why I'm in our top 5. But I like the U, man. You got to bring the U come back. I think Cameron Kitchens is somebody that you can develop.
They might be back. Cam Ward. Cam Ward committed there. They got the number 2 overall wide receiver. They got a great wide receiver. They got arguably the best returning wide receiver. Yeah. So they're going to be a high-powered offense.
I think he can be somebody that you can develop into a solid safety in this league. I think he's going to be a day 2, day 3 guy, but he's somebody that could be quality. Maybe a third safety on some rosters. Day 1, somebody that he's got the versatility.
He's going to play day 1. Right. He might not be the starter, but he's going to get on the field. Special team something. He's going to be valuable to a team day 1.
A helmet tap guy. He's going to be, you got a free and strong safety. You tap the helmet. Cameron Kitchens is going to be your first guy coming out there.
Yeah.
And then at number 5 for me, I have Caden Bullock. I think that he's just a solid prospect, somebody that can be a good depth piece.
He's going to be a great ball hog, bro.
Somebody that can get after the football.
The Geno Stone types of the world. Like, he's going to get 10 interceptions easily, 9, 10 every year, bro.
Ball magnet, definitely. I agree. I think he can be a good depth piece in the NFL. I don't think this safety class is super deep. I really think it's a top 2.
Oh, no, yeah.
Maybe you can make the case for Javon Bullard, but I think that
if you count slots as safeties, then it's the best safety class I've ever seen in my entire life. No cap. Like, this slot corner class is freaks. Like, I don't have no slot corners really, besides like Tyke Smith. Technically,
and that's a position that's starting to develop and get hot in this league because a lot of slot receivers are becoming.
Well, a lot of teams are putting their best receivers in the slot.
Yeah.
And so now you can't just have a linebacker covering the slot no more, and you can't just have a safety either, because you're getting pure route runners out of the slot that are going to kill a linebacker and kill a safety.
Then now you're debating the question: do you spend a top pick on a slot corner?
Yes, you do.
That's the debate that a lot of people are having right now.
It depends on your division, bro.
Because that's a lot of things. With the Bengals, fan base right now. There's a big discussion on if Dax Hill is a bust. If the situation is true, what everybody thinks is going to happen.
Move on
obviously from we're not in Lou Anarumo's head, right? We're not in that defensive room. We don't know what's going on. But on the outside looking in, you sign a Von Bell, you sign a Geno Stone, you already have somebody in Jordan Battle that had a good rookie year, somebody that you can develop into being that guy. You now have spent a first-round pick on what a lot of people are seeing as a slot corner. Is that something that you want to spend a first-round pick on? Yeah. Is that something you can be confident that you spent your first-round pick on a slot corner? In the Bengals system, it can work. We use 5 DBs almost every snap, where it's 5 DBs on the field. We could the utilization of a slot corner can be very effective in our system. But do you use a top pick on a Cooper DeJean who's going to play? Do you use a first round pick on a slot corner? That's a high debate right now.
All right, that
I've seen a lot.
So you want the outside perspective, somebody that goes against the team,
yeah.
Right? So I don't have no love to none of the players. I mean, I don't hate nobody on the Bengals. I do love. Me and my brother had this conversation. My phone get sidetracked. I was asked. It was something random. I think it was like right before I was leaving out to go to school one day. I was like, Duran, give me your players. Give me your guilty pleasures one from each team in the division, and we were cracking up. Jamar Chase is my guy, but Austin knows I was a big that LSU team was my favorite team in the history of any football. So seeing 2 out of the big 3 go to the same fucking team hurt the heart. But yeah,
the rival team.
Yeah, and the rival team. But yeah, so yeah, I don't like dislike nobody on the Bengals. I mean, it's Joe Burrow pisses me off a lot, but just because he's good. So it's not really a hate thing. It's just a respect thing.
Right.
But yeah, so looking at that.
Different, by the way.
You said what?
As soon as a player puts on the black and gold, they're dead to me.
Yeah. I can see that for sure.
Fuck Ryan Shazier. No, I'm joking.
But
go ahead.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that because he was a Buckeye. I was just making.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
So yeah, looking at a team that you could say their 2 biggest signings of the entire offseason was Geno Stone and bringing back the captain, Von Bell, right? Like, you could say those are the 2 biggest signings of the entire offseason so far.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those are at Dax Hill's position. That's the biggest, whoa, what's going on here, right? Like, what's going on, brother? Like, that's that's the biggest indicator of, okay, so we must not be as confident in Dax as we think. Could be.
That's a lot of discussion right now.
And then you also factor in our best rookie of the past season was also a safety, right? Like, you could say that.
Yeah, Jordan Battle did have the best rookie season.
He was the best rookie on the team last year.
I agree.
He was also a day 2 pick. That's a valuable pick. So it's
round 3.
Yeah. So you're sitting there and you're like, okay, this is a lot at a position where we take a guy round 1. Now, that could mean implications. Now, okay, Mike Hilton's getting up there in age, man. Things like that.
29.
So
last year.
Yeah, his last year's contract. Maybe move on from him. Maybe.
We don't like to pay people over 30.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe move on, let him walk, maybe trade him if the value's there. If Dax is a guy you like, things like that. Now, me personally, the reason why I don't have Cooper DeJean as a safety is because Cooper. I will say this right now today. Cooper DeJean will not strictly play deep on any team in the National Football League. Whatever team takes Cooper DeJean, he will be up in the box more than he is deep. Why? Because he's the best tackling defensive back in the entire class. Which you could say the same thing about Dax Hill when he was coming out that year. Dax Hill is a way better tackler than he is in coverage. He's way better tackling than he is at deciphering, the routes that are coming at him, right? Those aren't his strong suits. Okay, you put him in the box, he don't got to worry about that as much. That's the thought process with that. But at the same time, I think you could take a slot corner around 1, like because Cooper DeJean and Dax Hill, you could put Dax Hill deep on plays and be like, yeah, he could do that. You could put Dax Hill outside in certain matchups and be confident in him. And you could put him in a slot against a tight end and be like, he got that. You could put him in a slot against a Calvin Austin of the world and be like, okay, yeah, I'm confident in this coverage. That's so valuable in the National Football League now that is worth it. If it's the right guy, it's a first-round pick. I don't think there's a single position that shouldn't be drafted first round. Like running back. If it's a Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, they should be first-round guys. If it's a Brock Bowers, he should be taken round 1. If it's a Tyler Linderbaum, who's a center, or Jackson Powers-Johnson, Graham Barton, who are all being talked about to go round 1 as centers, they should be taken. I don't care what position they play. I care about how good they are and how good and what impact they're going to have from your team day 1. That's how I feel. We both agree on this. I think round 1 pick should be day 1 impacts. I think the project shouldn't. I think your biggest project should go day 2. Teams are taking them round 1 because they don't want them to be stolen from them in round 2.
Yeah.
So
you have a guy that's projected to go in the 40s, but you're pick 29.
Yeah.
And now you're also pick 59.
Yeah.
Right? Or 58.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be there at 58, so you gotta take him.
You gotta take him now. Yeah. So you see that like a Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith, I don't think was good enough for a first round pick. I liked him a lot, but he was also one of the last first round picks. And Philly knew he wasn't going to fall back to the second round pick, so they had to get him there. And also that was their second first round pick, so that also helps too. You know, when you already have a guy that you know is going to be a clear cut day 1 impact, you could take a project with your second pick for sure. So yeah, I mean I agree.
I think that was the same situation. Cut you off again. I think that was the same situation with Myles Murphy last year for us. We didn't really need that edge rusher. Now he was a very good prospect that fell down to us. We knew he wasn't going to fall far.
Yeah,
and we knew he wasn't going to be there in the second round.
Yeah.
So it was like he kind of can't miss.
You got to think there was 2 edge rushers taken after him round 1. You had Philly and Kansas City both take an edge rusher at the end of round 1, so that easily could have been Myles Murphy.
Right.
So
it was
yeah,
a situation where he was the best player on the board, and he wasn't going to get any better. And
exactly. Now he didn't have the biggest.
Even though we technically didn't need a pass rusher, we still took him.
But that's another position that, like, 3 guys play on Sundays.
Right.
Like, 4 guys play. Right. You need 4 guys every single Sunday to play.
Right.
Right. Now, do all 4 guys get sacks and have big impacts? No. But they all play. So it's a position where you always can need more, of course.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're a team later in the first round,
yes,
a playoff team.
Not
a lot of times is every rookie going to start as soon as they step foot on the field.
Right.
Usually that is reserved for the beginning of the draft because the team's bad enough that they need that.
Yeah.
Look at oh man, I had his name and I just completely lost it.
Is it Bengals draft pick?
No, it wasn't a Bengals draft pick.
We talking early, like,
I'm
recent?
talking later. Yeah, recent, but later in the draft. And we'll move on. If I get it later, I'll say.
All right, bet. I'm about to say, is there a position I can help you with?
Yeah, it was a pass rusher.
Pass rusher, later draft, Karlaftis,
but it wasn't
Kansas
a starter
City.
When he stepped foot in.
There's a lot of them. Shit.
Kansas City needed a pass rusher. George Karlaftis kind of started.
I mean, they just took one last year that they didn't need. Nolan Smith was just drafted. Eagles didn't need him.
Yeah. That's another situation. But not every single time is your first round pick going to start as a rookie. Because if you're good enough, you have the player already there. Yeah. If you're competing for a Super Bowl,
I don't know. Every single team has holes, right? So it's not there's not a single team that's like, man, we have nowhere to upgrade. But the thing is Cincinnati's holes going into that draft at their pick. The best player available at their pick for their needs was not worth taking at 28. Mm-hmm. That's the difference, right? If you're a later pick, right? If you need a tackle, once you got to 28, all the tackles were gone. There was really 3 guys that deserved first round picks. And then a 4th guy that was like, bro, we need one, right? And that was Anton Harrison.
Yeah.
But after Anton Harrison, Darnell Wright, Broderick Jones, and Paris Johnson Jr., those are the guys you want to take round 1. So, I mean, once you got 28, you're either reaching, right? So instead of reaching, take a guy that's good enough to go round 1. Mm-hmm. He might not be a need yet, but he's a good enough player that he deserves that pick. That's what you do when you're later in the draft. Look across the league. Go every single draft class and look at the picks 25 through 32. How many of them were the team's biggest need? Right. Not very many, because they're just taking the best player that's still there that everybody thought might have been a top 10, top 15 pick that they just fucking got at 32. That's how it goes. So we're diving the corners. My number 1 corner is Terrion Arnold out of Alabama. I came around to him. I had him at 3, I think, last time. I had Kool-Aid at 2. Kool-Aid didn't get thrown at, so Terrion Arnold got thrown at a lot, and he made a lot of plays. And, I mean, he's the best corner in the class because, I mean, he could do it all. The tackling is there. He can mirror a team's number 1 guy, play in and play out every single game, and you can trust him. Saban put a ton on him because they knew Kool-Aid wasn't going to get thrown at. So Terrion Arnold got a lot of bad matchups, and he won them. Terrion Arnold is number 1 corner in the class. He could go top 10. We don't know really where the corners are going to go. It's kind of all over the place. My 2 is Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. He proved it. I mean, he put on an absolute show at the Combine, looked really good. He dominated the Senior Bowl, was arguably the best player at the entire Senior Bowl. Really good athlete, really good player. Really fun to watch. Like I said, if he was in the SEC, man, he'd be a top 10 pick, if he wasn't coming out the MAC. Really good player. He's going to be a really good full player in the league. My 3, that's Kool-Aid McKinstry. I mean, when a guy just goes an entire year without really getting thrown at, how much can he do? But when you're a 17-year-old that commits to Nick Saban's team and you start day 1, you walk on campus, the Minka Fitzpatricks of the world, the Patrick Tans of the world, the Trevon Diggs of the world, you're special. I've never, Caleb Downs, there's not, freshman players don't start for Alabama for no reason. I don't think I've ever seen a freshman starter that did not turn out to be good in that football league from Alabama. I don't think we've ever seen it. Ever. If you're starting on Nick Saban's team as the top guy, as a cornerback 1, day 1 as a freshman, there's a reason for it, and Kool-Aid had that role. My 4 is Nate Wiggins. I think just his pure speed alone is freakish. Like it's different. Like with the second fastest guy at the entire combine, has the ball production, is gonna make a ton of plays. Now, why am I lower on Nate Wiggins? I don't want Nate Wiggins following the number 1 team's wide receiver. I don't want that. Right? Like, okay, if he was on Pittsburgh, Joey Porter Jr. would have the Jamar Chase, and I trust Nate Wiggins in the other matchup against T. Higgins. I do trust that 100%. So, but if the roles were reversed and you took Nate Wiggins to be your number 1 cornerback, it could be tough. He has an Emmanuel Forbes to him. He's undersized, but a freak athlete when it comes to speed. A guy just got drafted with that same profile last year. It didn't work out, so it's scary. My 5 is Cooper DeJean. That doesn't mean Cooper DeJean isn't Cooper DeJean just okay. This is based off if Cooper DeJean's drafted to play strictly outside every single play, outside corner the entire time on the boundary. He's going to be good at it. I think Cooper DeJean could do that at a high level. I think he could be a Pro Bowl player, just strictly standing on the outside. I think he can get a gold jacket with just being a weapon. I think there's several bro, I don't buy the second round hype that came up. Cooper DeJean is going to be a first round draft pick for sure. Ran a low 4.4 right after breaking his leg and things like that. He's just a freak athlete. He got it. He got the whole package. He got it in spades. He could do it all. Like I said, the best tackler out of DBs. He's the kind of guy that he's such a good return man with the new return rules. That boosts his stock. He's the kind of guy that if he catches a pick, you're not pissed because you caught a pick. You're locked the fuck in because he's going to take that bitch back because of how good he is at returning picks and punts and kick returns. He's just that special as an athlete. I know he had D1 offers, basketball too. He also was really good at baseball coming up. Like, bro was just an all-around freak athlete, really good player. He's going to be real good in National Football League. He's a guy that I think is drafted maybe a Pittsburgh, Philly, Green Bay. He should be up there with Denver. I think Denver would be my favorite pick for him all the way up there at 12. If they wait on a quarterback, I like that fit for him a lot. You have a number 1 corner like Pat Surtain. You lost Justin Simmons, but now you literally get to do whatever the fuck you want with Cooper DeJean. He can play deep. He's going to play in the slot. You're going to do everything you want with him, and he will be an X factor for any defensive coordinator, and he will completely terrorize offenses. And, like, Cooper DeJean could lead the NFL in picks, like his rookie year, because that's how special he is with his hands and the ball production, and he's just such a fluid athlete, bro. So, yeah, I'm really high on Cooper DeJean. But I say, yeah, you do yours, and that's our last rankings.
What is very interesting to me is we really have a lot of the, very similar. We have a very similar top 5. So my number 1 corner in this class is Terrion Arnold. I think, you said, he had a lot of coverage, a lot of thrown at him because of the Kool-Aid being on the other side. And he stepped up to the challenge. He stepped to the plate.
He shined,
and he
bro.
hit it out of the park. I mean, I think he is the number 1 corner in this class, personally. Not much more to say than what you already said in that situation. At number 2, I have Quinyon Mitchell. Now, what I like about Quinyon, yes, he is, went to a MAC school, but we have seen a non-Power 5 corner succeed, especially highly drafted, and you're looking at Sauce Gardner out of UC.
Yes.
He can play well, and he's 6'3". I mean, it's hard to not
he's
see
4.3 speed.
Yeah, it's hard to not see that as such a value that he's going to be just as tall as your receiver, as your receiver. It just that's a huge bonus for me. Yeah. At number 3, I also have Kool-Aid. I think that Kool-Aid could be the best player in this entire class. Yeah. But he could also be just the run-of-the-mill corner number 2 guy.
He's going to be a really solid corner, bare minimum.
Yeah.
He may not be an all-pro or pro bowler.
Yeah.
Even.
But I think Kool-Aid McKinstry could be that all-pro every single year if he develops correctly.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey type corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At number 4, what the fuck just happened to my list? I'm going to give you 1 second. At number 4, I also have Nate Wiggins. He is undersized coming out of Clemson, but I mean, literally our top 4 is the exact same. I think that
the only difference is like I said, Cooper I just have a DB because he's gonna play corner and he's gonna play safety in the NFL.
Yeah,
and
I got him listed as a safety. You got him listed as a corner. Now and that's where our list differs. At number 5, I have Kamari Lasser out of Georgia. I think he is a solid prospect. I think he's somebody that is not talked about a lot, but can be somebody that day one can make an impact.
He's Devon
or
Witherspoon of this
somebody
class,
that
bro.
Need to develop. He's somebody that's going to go maybe round 2, maybe round 3, if it, depending on how the board falls.
Yeah.
But he's somebody that could be a really good depth piece, and he could be a number 2 corner in this league. I mean, could be.
He could as a rookie, bro. He's such a hard hitter.
Yeah.
So good in the run, blow screens
Yeah.
up. He's gonna be he's like a Devon Witherspoon. He's gonna play the slot too.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do a lot of things. I like him a lot. Another guy that we didn't get to talk about. So I have like extras down here, just guys that I thought might not be in our top 5s.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Milton. I like Joe Milton a lot. He's gonna be a good quarterback. Spencer Rattler is gonna be. I think he's gonna be the day 2 guy. He's gonna be the guy that I think teams value. Like if a team likes New England, for example, does trade out of 3 and they don't want to take a Bo Nix on one of those guys later, you can have Spencer Rattler later in the draft, and I think he's gonna be a good player. Mike Sainristil, we didn't have him in our top 5 safeties or corners, but he's one of the best players in the entire draft class. I mean, he's the CEO. He was the keyest player to Michigan's championship run out of any player on the entire roster. He's going to get drafted. It sucks because I wanted him to be a Steeler so bad. Like, he's literally Mike Hilton 2.0. But the scariest part about him is I wanted him to be a Steeler because I thought he might go round 4. And then I was like, okay, he can go round 3. Now he might be one of the first picks of the second round, especially to the Chargers, and go back with his coach. Chris Jenkins actually did get brought up. Brandon Dorless, defensive lineman out of Oregon, really good player. Christian Haynes, guard out of UConn, really good player. Ennis Rakestraw, corner out of Missouri, really good player. Kamari last year got brought up. TJ Tampa, 6'2", man-to-man press corner dog. Max Melton, a really fucking good player, bro. Do y'all homework on Max Melton. He's a really fun watch, big playmaker, big hitter out of Rutgers. Just wanted to stay home. That's why he went to Rutgers. Could have went anywhere. Fucking dog. Ronaldo Green, he is the only guy I've seen give Malik Neighbors problems. Only guy. Like, he was locking Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. both up out of Florida State. Really good player. He's the reason why LSU lost that game, is because in the big moments when they needed a play, that corner was coming up with a play. So, yeah, those are just a few guys. I wanted to bring up their names because I think they're going to be good football players. Now, real quick to wrap up the show, this is something that we did the very first time we ever covered a draft, and we talked about one. We did this scenario with each other, and I want to do it again today. So, Austin, you are every single quarterback in this draft class agent, right? You're the agent of all the quarterbacks, okay?
Okay.
Okay, as the agent, we don't care what team has what draft pick. We don't care what the money is. We don't care about that. We just strictly care. I want you to rank, right? So this is no order, but I want you to rank Patriots, Bears, Patriots, Bears, Vikings, Commanders, Raiders, and Broncos. I want you to rank those in your order of where you want your guy to go. Any quarterback. It doesn't be like, oh, I want Caleb Fitz here. I want it to be overall view.
Right.
Your client is a quarterback, ranked from top to bottom.
Right.
Which, hold on, do you want me to pull them up so you can remember them?
I mean, you can, but I'm pretty. I don't think. I think I can remember all the teams that need a quarterback. All right, so obviously for me at number 1 is Chicago.
Wow, you're the first person that said that.
Yeah, so for me, this is why. There's a couple factors. One, they've made a lot of moves on the offense in this free agency class. They've brought in weapons. So you bring in Keenan Allen, you bring in Gerald Everett, you already have Cole Kmet, you bring in DeAndre Swift,
DJ Moore.
You already have DJ Moore on the roster. So you have targets that I can throw the ball to. You're going to probably draft a receiver as well. So I have a lot of people I can throw the ball to, or my client can throw the ball to. Let's say that. Also, Chicago, very big media city, very big popular city. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to, media coverage. You're going to be out there.
Yeah.
It's factors like that. Also, NFC North, not a big deep conference. You have,
there's talent there now, bro. The Packers are really good. The Lions are really good.
But you can compete with those. The Packers aren't world beaters. The Lions aren't world beaters.
Packers
Yes, they just made it to the NFC Championship game.
Both of those teams are. But I would not be surprised if both of those teams are the 2 best teams in the NFC next year.
Right, No, and I wouldn't be surprised about that either. But they're not untouchable. I think that they have a lot of holes.
Yeah, they're
in
not the
that team.
Niners yet.
Yeah, I think that right now, as of
that's the whole
as of
NFC.
April
Well, the whole
20th,
NFC is bro.
but like as of April 20th, 2024, I don't have a single corner on that Lions roster that I'm scared of, especially if I'm Chicago.
Yeah,
you got Keenan Allen. You got, let's say in this scenario, you got Romeo Dooms.
They cut their best corner because of legal reasons.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying at April 20th, 2024. Like if you draft Romo Dunes, if you draft you got Keenan Allen, you got DJ Moore. I don't have a single corner I'm afraid of against the Lions. I don't have a single corner I'm afraid of against the Vikings.
The D line's gonna kill you.
Right.
Both teams D lines are gonna kill you.
But the Bears, offensive line's not nothing to not nothing to sleep on either. Yeah. I mean, they're not great, but they're not terrible.
But it just. Yeah, okay, I'll let you finish your list.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so at number 2, I have...
Please don't sleep on this team, bro.
At number 2, actually, personally, this might be a little bit of a controversial situation. I have Vegas, and here's why I got Vegas.
Oh, there's no fucking way you have Vegas. The worst offensive line in the National Football League.
Okay,
Your quarterback's gonna die.
Right, but this is...
And don't say Devontae Adams. You have one player.
There's other reasons. One, yes, Devontae Adams. Top 3.
You also have fucking Getsy as your old coordinator. Ass! You got to think of the coordinators too here.
Yes, but I'm saying
trash.
It's thinking of from the agent's perspective.
That's probably last for me. I ain't gonna lie.
Vegas is in a rebuild. They're not going to be good this year.
But the team's old as fuck.
Yes, they're old as fuck. But they're going to have money. They let Jimmy walk.
But they paid Christian Wilkins the biggest contract of the offseason damn near. Mad Max makes a fuck ton of money.
Was worth it.
He was, but I'm saying their defense
they're gonna have
the offense sucks.
Your defense is good defense. Yes, they're gonna have money. Devontae
outside of two players, what else is good on that defense?
Well,
name a corner.
I said they have a good defense. They don't have a great defense.
No, they don't have a good defense. They have two good players on the defense.
I think they have a solid defense.
Okay, name a linebacker.
That's a great question.
Name a safety.
Devon Diablo.
He doesn't even play, bro. Robert Spillane is their number one linebacker.
He's a linebacker, though.
Name their safety.
It's sad. The only reason I remember Divine Diablo as a linebacker is because that clip where Joe Burrow throws that ball at his, to C.J. Uzomah in the fucking playoffs, just puts it on a fucking rope. It is against Divine Diablo. Where he literally ear holes him. Like, Divine Diablo's looking at C.J. Uzomah and the ball comes flying right by him.
Damn. Yeah.
You remember that clip?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was a fucking dime. That's the only reason I remember him.
Okay, name the best corner.
Damn, off the top of my head, you put me on the spot, though. Now I'm going to forget.
I'm saying, bro, trash. It's Nate Hobbs.
It is Nate Hobbs. Shit.
Trash.
Okay, maybe not number
Who their best safety?
But still, I'm thinking of it in the medium market. I'm thinking of Vegas. I'm thinking
of
Stadium.
You're thinking of the wrong parts of your client. We don't care about the money. We don't care about the media. We just strictly care about the OC and the weapons that they have offensively. That's all we care about.
Well. I'm not just thinking of today. I'm thinking of the future. I'm thinking the AFC West. Yes, you have the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are nothing to sleep about. But you can build to beat the Chargers. You can build to beat the Broncos. I'm not scared of the AFC West. Yes, you're going to have to play Pat twice every single year. But if you can keep up with Pat, if you can split with the Chiefs, which the Raiders have been able to do,
every single year,
you can win the AFC West, or you could come in second and get a wild card spot. And the Vegas is going to have money coming up. And Mark Davis is going to spend money. When have we ever known Mark Davis to not spend money?
Yeah.
I think that can still be a top destination for my quarterback. At number 3...
The number one team across everybody's board is still yet to be named.
I know, and this is just personal.
I don't even think you know who it is.
At number 3, I have probably Washington. They have the weapons. They have the money. They have a new system. They have a new owner.
They have a new everything. New owner, new GM, new assistant GM, new everything.
New everything. It's just it's a fresh start. It's a brand new
new OC.
And who's better to be the face than my client in this situation?
Of course.
At number 4, I have New England. New England's got a lot of money. The team,
you have no weapons, bro. Today, you're going there and you're dying.
How many rookie quarterbacks are amazing?
Right, okay. I get what you're saying.
They can build around me, but around my guy.
Yeah, okay. It just like for the reasons you're ranking them, it's like those aren't the reasons. So basically,
I know, but this is my opinion.
No. Yeah, okay. No, I like your opinion a lot. I'm saying if I was going based off those lenses, I would do that. But I'm saying the whole purpose of it was looking at the offensive firepower and who's calling plays for you is the only thing you're supposed to matter. Not where they play, not where they drive, not how much money they make.
I'm thinking everything.
Yeah. But
so I kind of took it out a different way. But I'm
you keep going. I like it though.
Yeah, at number 5, I got Minnesota.
Okay.
I think you got Jay Jettis. You got
Jordan Addison, first round pick. You got T.J. Hawkinson, one of the best tight ends in football. You got
Aaron
the best
Jones,
offensive line in the entire
and
list.
Minnesota,
You got the best play caller in the entire list. That's the number
good
one team.
football town.
That's the
my
number one
client
team.
is going to be beloved in Minnesota. That's a football town.
Of course.
I like it. At number 6, give me some other teams.
Teams you haven't named yet is the Broncos, and I think that's it. The Broncos, because you said Minnesota.
Yeah.
You said
we're going
Vegas.
teams that need quarterbacks.
Yeah.
In this scenario,
we're going to top 3 teams, which is Chicago, Washington,
New England.
and New England,
Yeah.
and then we're going to 3 teams that could trade up, which is you got 5. So you missed the
last on my
Broncos.
list is Denver. Nothing against Denver. I like the Broncos. I like the organization.
Cortland Sutton wants out.
I wouldn't pay I wouldn't pay the Denver Broncos for my quarterback to be mentored by Sean Payton. I think he is a quarterback killer. I think that he lucked out with Drew Brees being.
I think Drew Brees is just the perfect quarterback for him. What he does. I think he hasn't had another guy since.
I think the Sean Payton Russell Wilson situation really showed the character of the way that he runs his organization.
Yeah.
And he didn't want Russell Wilson there, and he literally forced him out. They are paying him to play for another team. They would be definitely last on my list.
Yeah. So going based off the rules of the game here, the number 1 team is the Minnesota Vikings. Because of the weapons are far. Okay, yeah, I like Chicago's weapons. I like Chicago's weapons, but Minnesota's shitting on them. And then the number 1 thing Minnesota is 10 times better than the match is the play calling. Yes, you're getting Shane Waldron from Seattle, but Kevin O'Connell made the job of Kirk Cousins so fucking easy.
Yeah.
So whatever quarterback they're taking. His job is going to be super easy. He has the best wide receiver in football.
I'll say it once again. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. You throw the ball to 18. I mean it's hard. It's hard to not love that.
But they have so much talent that they could triple team Justin Jefferson the whole game, and T.J. Hawkinson. Yeah, of course. But I'm saying T.J. Hawkinson can have 200. Jordan Addison can have 200. You went got Aaron Jones. They went got Aaron Jones, who's a pass catching running back. He made Jordan Love's job so easy last year. They have the best offensive line out of all the teams we talked about. If you look at 6 teams, the best offensive line out of the 6 team is Minnesota. So my client will be protected the best. He has the best weapons. And the best play caller.
I can see it.
Now, obviously,
I don't disagree with that.
Chicago's a way bigger city and things like that. So things that you were valuing, I agree. I'll put Chicago 1. But just strictly going off the talent around him, the play calling, and things like that, I think Minnesota's 1. Now, 2 is Chicago. I think with the weapons they got, and like you said, they don't got a terrible O-line. Is it the best? No, but they've invested. They have first-round picks in it. They have money in it. They've invested in that fucking offensive line. Coming up. Yes, and then and they also have pick 9. Who said they can't take Olu?
Yeah.
Who said they can't? Nobody said that. He has been mocked there.
Yeah, I didn't even think
they still could take offensive line at 9, right? Or you could take another weapon, which
or you go interior line.
And
it'd be crazy to go 9.
Yeah, I don't. Graham Barton deserves it because I think Jack Powers Johnson, he's all over everybody's board. But still, yeah. So yeah, I think
trade down.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. Teams that want to jump the Jets or somebody like that for Brock Bowers or a receiver or a team that wants to come and get the second tackle off the board, which is hella valuable. Move back, game picks, load that defense up.
Yeah.
And edge rusher too. They could take Jared Verse, Dallas Turner, Leatu Latu. Yeah, you can't. Byron Murphy. There, you can't really be wrong. Yeah, which is that's where I would want to be if I picked. If I needed a quarterback, but they're lucky enough to already have 1.
Right.
3 is Washington. I think their offensive line needs some help, but they have a really high second-round pick, and there's going to be talent on the board where they're going to be able to invest in that. They do have high draft capital in the offensive line as well. They do have Terry McLaurin, who's a really good receiver. They do have first-round pick Jahan Dotson. They're a team. The defense needs some help too. But strictly going off, we talked about the new regime. You are getting Cliff Kingsbury, who's a respectable play caller in the National Football League, and you do have good weapons to throw the ball to. They're 3rd. Now, the weapons isn't nowhere near as good as the 1 and the 2 on my list, but it's definitely the 3rd best. Now, my 4, this is where I will put. This where it gets tough for me because I wouldn't want to go to none of these places.
I wouldn't touch Denver with a 10-foot pole.
I'm putting Denver over New England for sure because you have nothing there. You have nothing there. You won't have a run game
today.
Right.
I'm
saying.
New England's gonna have the most money for years to come.
Yeah. But at the same time, they have a way. Okay. So New England has a good defense, but so does Denver. So I mean, you could argue like, yeah, okay. I think you get a fucking Bo Nix to Denver. He's gonna eat. Yeah. That's the quarterback Sean Payton needs. Russell Wilson's deep ball, like that's not Sean Payton's game, bro. So that's why I just didn't work out there. And also, you gotta think you're Sean Payton and you're not getting top quarterback in the league play, but you're paying top quarterback in the league money. You know, and then it's also not the guy you like. It's not the guy you want. He doesn't play the way you want. So you just fucking explode. But in this case scenario, fuck it, I'll go Denver because I hate the other two so much. Like I'm so so I'll go Denver. I don't like shit there. I mean, if you could pay Courtland Sutton and he's happy, he wants to be there, fine. You do got a Marvin Mims, which traded away Jerry Jeudy, who was trash anyway. You got to figure out the weapons, bro. Get me another weapon. Trade back into the first round and get me something, bro, because I need something else there. But then you look at Vegas and it's okay. Jacoby Myers is decent, but he's old. Devontae Adams is decent, but I'm never gonna get him the ball. Vegas is my next team, but I'm never gonna be able to throw the ball because I'm gonna get hit every single play. Like, okay. Now if you tell me, right, that Vegas is going to trade into the first round and get a Marius Mims or one of those tackles, count me in. We good. That's why they're higher on my list. They have no offensive line, bro. Like, the little fixes the Titans did this offseason, the pay guys, and they brought in Lloyd Cushenberry from the Broncos. Like, they paid money on that O-line, and then they're going to invest it pretty high in the draft. Yeah, like, you know, they don't have the worst offensive line in football no more. It's Vegas. Vegas' offensive line is fucking horrible. I wouldn't want my top draft pick to get RG3. And then my last would be New England. I mean, they have no weapons. They don't have a good offensive line. They lost some of the top offensive linemen in free agency. The run game is going to be fucking horrible. Like they do have other draft picks, so they can get me a running back maybe. They can draft the O-line. Hopefully those guys hit later. But like walking in day one, like I don't want to go to New England like at all. That's why personally I want Jane Daniels to go there. Even though he has the smallest frame, he could get hurt. But because with his athleticism, he's automatically the floor is so much higher with an athletic quarterback than it is with a pocket passer.
But see, and then my opinion, the reason I would put Denver at the very bottom and last on my list is
it's Sean Payton. You know, we look at it differently.
Not just that, 100% that. But also on top of that, they have to pay Mike McGlinchey a ton of money. They got to pay Russell Wilson to not play for them. They got to pay. There's another. Pat Surtain's coming up here soon, so they're gonna have to pay Pat Surtain.
But once again, you got to think of it as
3-4 years. I'm gonna be at the end of my rookie contract before I'm starting to get these weapons. Like I got Courtland Sutton, but they just traded Jerry Jeudy.
I mean, you got Marvin Mims, who was a second round.
You got Marvin Mims, but is Marvin Mims better than Keenan Allen? Is Marvin Mims better than Jacoby Myers? Is Marvin Mims better than? Well, he probably is better than Papa. What's his name?
Pop Douglas.
Yeah, Pop Douglas.
He's better than every wide receiver on the Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you that. But I see the Patriots.
Hunter Henry's
I see the
underrated,
Patriots as $100 million cap room every 2-3 years into my rookie contract.
Yeah.
I can get some weapons.
You can,
if
but
they spend it.
You can, but you can't.
And Robert Kraft can spend money now.
You're getting 30-year-old weapons because all these top wide receivers none of them are hitting the market. Okay. So, yeah, if they trade for T. Higgins, I'm in.
Okay, that could happen.
I'm in.
That could happen.
I'm in.
That could happen. I mean, but also
Or Brandon Ayuk. I'm in.
Who would have thought that Deontay Johnson was going to be a Carolina Panther in 2024?
But once again, older. He's 27 the last year of his contract.
Hey,
those are the guys getting moved.
27-year-old Deontay Johnson over Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, okay, yeah, as an upgrade, but I'm saying $100 million thing. I'm saying like the only way they're going to get those guys is if they sell the farm, or they
draft high.
Yeah, which okay, they do have a high second round draft pick, so they could take a guy.
Yeah,
which that's what they'll do. So you got to think like that. Like New England is going to they're most likely going to go quarterback, wide receiver. Probably with their two high picks.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be a bad move.
It wouldn't, but at the same time, I mean, unless one of the top tackles fall out of the first round, I think I would take that.
But like you could take, and the way the board falls, man, in New England, you could grab a Drake May at 3 because I really think that Jayden Daniels is going to. You can grab a Drake May at 3, and you can at 35. you could grab Xavier Worthy, or you could
Hell
grab
nah,
Troy
that-
Franklin.
I'm about
or
to say
you could grab,
maybe if like Lad McConkey falls.
yeah, you could grab.
Right.
Well, I just think
That's a
maybe,
route runner.
Yeah.
That's what you need, bro. Okay, you have big
Lad
play guys.
McConkey.
You have big play guys, right? So I don't think you need a Worthy, for example.
Could
But
be,
yeah,
yeah.
Troy Franklin, yes. Maybe Keon Coleman, if that's your cup of tea.
Yeah.
Not mine.
And
but
now,
if you like him,
that's not the worst situation
No.
out of the teams that need a quarterback. It's
No.
not the worst.
it's not. But I'm talking on paper right now. That shit sucks.
Yeah, as of today, their roster is not great.
The same thing with Vegas, bro. Vegas is
offensively.
ass as fuck, bro. Like Devontae Adams did shit last year. I don't go fuck. He was trash last year. I don't
No,
wanna hear
no,
shit.
yes, I agree that
They
Vegas
have,
roster is
bro,
not good.
bro.
but
They're running.
I-
Okay, you
in that situation, I'm putting my eggs in the basket on Mark Davis, because we got to remember Mark Davis did go all in. It just didn't work. He traded for Devontae Adams and gave him the money. He paid Darren Waller before they blew that up. Josh Jacobs was on the roster. They had who's the number two? Who's the number two with Devontae and then a couple
Hunter
years
Henry.
ago? No, Hunter Renfro.
Yeah, Renfro. That's what I meant.
Hunter Renfro
Yeah.
played well, who hasn't signed yet. Interesting side note.
He's older.
Right, but still, like, no team yet. But
Same thing with Tyler Boyd. They want too
like
much.
they
wanna
tried.
they want money.
They tried to go with Derek Carr. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I can see Mark Davis doing it again. That's why
Yeah.
it's gonna be a bad spot.
Yeah, but you got
And
to think
also
like
the
this, right?
AFC West is not the best. Yes, I got to play the Chiefs twice, but I'm not scared of the other two teams.
Right, but
as of today.
Okay, right. But so the other two teams are Denver
And
and
LA Chargers.
Okay. Other than the quarterback, what's the biggest strength of LA?
Their defense.
The two edge rushers.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Pass rush. Yeah.
Yes. Those motherfuckers make.
And Derby.
Hold on.
And you got to look
They
out for them.
chose Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack's contracts over Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Yeah,
they chose those
100%,
two guys over them for a reason.
100%.
Those two, like, your quarterback's not gonna survive when you play the Chargers. He's gonna die. I promise you. Like, and he did. Aiden O'Connell got sacked
He did.
six. No, it was Jimmy Garoppolo. Got sacked 6 times by Khalil Mack by himself. Khalil Mack had 6 sacks in one game. That's the
Yeah.
only reason why he was at the top of the league in sacks.
Yeah.
Is because he had 6
No,
in
they're
one
gonna have
game.
to build that O line.
Like,
I agree.
They have the worst line out of the list. That's the scariest thing for me. You have the worst offensive line, and then your best thing offensively just left and went to fucking Green Bay. And that was Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs was the best player offensively on the roster the past 2 seasons.
But you don't pay running backs.
And then, I mean, I would have. The fuck, bro. Josh Jacobs.
Well, if you don't have, if
Josh
you don't
Jacobs
have
is
a
the
good
top
offensive
5
line,
running
it's gonna
back.
be counterproductive to pay a running
Like,
back.
I get that, but I'm saying Josh Jacobs is a top 5 running back in that football league, and he's probably top 3 talent at his position in the entire league. Like, just talent, pure talent. Bro, he's a fucking dog. You let him walk. I get it. I understand why. I understand the position, but I'm
Did they
saying
bring somebody in? Who they bring in for?
no, they did not.
They didn't bring a running back.
That's the thing is Tony Pollard went to Tennessee.
Yep.
Derrick Henry went to Baltimore.
Yep.
DeAndre Swift went to Chicago. Saquon went to Philly.
Yep.
So like they missed out on all the top guys.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So, which
Aaron Jones when he hit the
no,
market.
they're all in on Zamir White and Amir Abdullah. Those 2 guys that are running backs right now. I don't want those 2 guys being I mean, Zamir White's going to be good fantasy
My
wise.
rookie year, my client's rookie year is going to be terrible in Vegas, but there is a brighter future, I think, than other teams.
But you can say that with every single team. Like okay, Chicago is going to get even brighter, bro. Like it really is. Like you had the weapons now. Keenan's gonna go.
Yeah.
You're not gonna pay Keenan, but it's gonna, bro. Like the wide receiver rookie you draft at 9 is gonna boom. They could also, we're gonna talk about this too, real quick as we wrap it up. They could trade back up and pull a Texans and get Marv.
Yeah.
Right at 5. I've seen that happen, and people think that's a real possibility.
Yeah, maybe they could double
then-
dip at receiver. Maybe you go receiver at 9, and then you go receiver in the second round.
Yeah, I don't know if they got a second round pick though, but they could double
you know
dip.
what, they
Yeah,
might not.
yeah, they don't. They give it to them for the Commanders had their second.
Yeah,
The Commanders had their second.
you're right.
Which
Yeah,
but they have a third. They only have 5 picks.
Maybe at round 3 they go receiver.
Yeah, oh
I'm just
yeah,
saying they
and
could
the value's
double
there.
dip
The
at
value's
receiver.
there. Yeah, hell yeah. I personally think they do double dip a receiver, but that's why I think Trey. I know you want a top wide receiver at 9, but like, the reason I don't see them trading up for Marvin Harrison is because they only have 5 picks in this class, and
Yeah.
teams don't care about next year's pick unless you're giving me next year's 1, and I don't think Ryan Poles wants to give up next year's 1, so I would for Marv, but I don't think he will. So necessarily, I don't see that happening. Yeah. But since I only have 5 picks and 1 is guaranteed to be a quarterback, I'm moving back.
Do I think that this Chicago Bears
I
roster is going to end up with the number 1 pick? No, but if you trade up, you trade a first round
Yeah,
pick to
it
go
just-
for Marv.
okay.
Now you're at risk of being the Panthers, where you're the number one pick, but you don't own it.
Okay.
And that's a terrible spot to be.
So you
I don't
think
think they're going to be that.
You
way,
think
but there's a
Marv would
risk.
be the number 1 overall pick if Panthers still had the pick? Like he probably would be because
Yeah, probably.
Other than that, what would they take? Not a tackle.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they
you wouldn't
they
take
got
tackle.
a lot of money and they got a high draft pick. They
Yeah.
got a top 10 pick and
Yeah.
and high money in that
And
position.
now imagine Bryce Young, Marvin Harrison, and Deontay Johnson
And Adam Thielen.
That's
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Yeah. Which I mean
That's
they
pretty good.
they have they have the first pick in the second round and I guarantee it's gonna be whatever wide receiver falls out of the first round.
Probably.
So I like that too.
Maybe a lad goes
Yeah.
33.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Xavier there. I mean, you got your separator and Deontay. You got
Yeah.
your sure-handed guy in
Yeah.
Adam. So now you just got a big play
Got a
guy.
burner.
Yeah. So I wouldn't hate that. That's a destination I actually like for him a lot. Like we talked about, I don't want Xavier going nowhere where he has to be the premier weapon.
Yeah, that's what I
Like-
said
like-
too. Yeah, I did say New
Yeah.
England taking him in second round. That would be very
But
counterproductive.
but
Especially
but
the holes they have.
teams we talked about where he can come in and be a 2
yeah.
at best. Yeah.
But
of
see,
course,
and
I'm
that's
all
another
in.
thing about New England in the situation is, yes, my offense is not good,
Yeah.
but New England for the next couple of years, they're not really gonna have to invest too much in the defense.
No.
I'm getting all the investment,
Yeah.
especially because I'm the new face.
Yeah.
I'm the new guy. You know, so you
Yeah.
know,
I'm a 3rd overall pick and I'm
Yeah.
a fucking quarterback.
like
Yeah, I'm
their
everything.
defense is already good. They got a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're gonna spend it on the offense. You know,
Yeah.
my rookie year might be miserable, but I don't think year 2, 3, 4, and 5 are gonna be that miserable.
Nah, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know, like I was saying, I think the best situation possible, based off the on-field things and the coaching and the players, is going to be Minnesota. That's why I pray Minnesota can get up there and get a top 3
I
guy.
think Minnesota would be 2 for me. I really think Chicago is the number 1 spot for me with the
Yeah,
moves
but
that they made.
but Minnesota has a better defense.
Now they do have a better.
They have a
defense.
way better offensive line.
I'm just saying, as a
their
quarterback.
weapons stack up better.
Yes,
You know what I mean? They have a better play caller.
I
like
agree
there's absolutely
agree that-
nothing I think Chicago has over them besides the big city.
I agree that
You know, like that's
the
it.
number 1 receiver and the number 1 tight end goes to Minnesota. But
And the number 2,
I
what
would
the
take
hell?
number 2 receiver and number 3 receiver in Chicago than I would in Minnesota.
Who's the number 3 receiver in Chicago?
Well, the rookie, whatever rookie they draft.
If they take, we don't know if they're taking one.
That
right
is
now.
true.
So I'm
That is
saying
true.
right
I'll
now
give
it's
you that.
Tyler Scott.
I'll give you that.
So I'm saying strictly right. Which I mean, okay, KJ Osborne went to New England too, so they don't have KJ Osborne no more.
I forgot about that. You're
Yeah,
right.
but yeah. So I mean, neither team really has a 3 as of right now.
Yeah.
Like, but both teams.
Assuming
yeah.
that, like, you
But
take Rome at 9.
but both teams are going to utilize their tight end as a 3.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so or 2
And
technically.
my backup tight end is Gerald Everett. Your backup tight end is who?
Yeah, exactly. But Gerald Everett, I don't know. He's always been a hit or miss guy in the league. I mean, he's been a guy he can get 8 catches for 70 yards and touchdown,
Yeah.
and then he can go 5 games straight with 1 catch for 6 yards. So I mean, he's a good 2, I would say. But yeah, no, I mean, the play.
He's a good tight end. He's a good tight end too.
O'Connell's arguably the best play caller in the league, bro. So like that's very valuable for a young quarterback. They have.
I'd put Andy Reid as the best play caller.
No, I put Kyle Shanahan as the best play caller. Then Andy Reid. Then
Andy Reid. But that's a different discussion.
What? Okay, Andy Reid has Patrick Mahomes. That's the thing. I mean,
but Andy Reid can draw up plays like
nah,
nobody
but he
else,
can't
bro.
do it like Shanahan. Okay, you
There's a reason you went to 3 straight NFC Championship
Nah.
games before he even went to Kansas City.
No.
And
Okay.
a Super Bowl.
No. I get that, but I'm saying, to me, what I value is creativity. Andy Reid is nowhere near creative as Kyle Shanahan. Nowhere near. You give Andy Reid, okay, the way Chris McCaffrey plays wide out, Debo in the backfield, Kittle's in the backfield.
Okay, I can see that moving personnel around, but we ain't gonna sit here and act like Andy Reid didn't draw up some crazy ass plays that worked. You're talking about the little spinny play that was all over social media.
A troll play. I'm talking about actual shit that like literally like
When he
is
had
innovative.
Tyreek Hill was all over the place. He was moving. He was in the slot. He was in the backfield a little bit. They got
Which he got from Shanahan, but
right,
okay.
not from Shanahan.
I mean,
but
Shanahan did it
Andy
first.
Reid is one of the best.
One of the best play calls of all time. I agree.
One of the best play creators
Agreed.
of all time.
Yeah, As far as coming up with a bullshit ass play, drawing it up, maybe. But Andy, I think you switch play calling. Chiefs still going to the bowl, and I mean you can say the Niners are too. But we've never seen him have a fucking 1,000-yard receiver, 800-yard rusher
also-
like Debo.
But also,
You've never seen him have that with fucking Chris McCaffrey. Like, it's just different, bro.
You've never seen Andy Reid not succeed in whatever team he plays for. We have seen that with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, but
And at least the offense. Andy Reid's offense has never been bad. He went from Philly,
I mean,
Donovan McNabb and that Philly team where they were outstanding, to Kansas City where they made the playoffs.
you gotta think though, right?
And then
I don't
you got
think,
Patrick Mahomes and they were the best.
Yeah, okay, but another thing I will say is
He
though,
made the playoffs with Alex Smith.
Alex Smith's better than Brock Purdy.
Won 11 games. Damn. We
Yeah.
talking about Brock Purdy was an MVP just a few short months ago.
Shit, okay, you put Alex Smith on that team, he
Average-
would have won it. The fuck, like what, like Kyle Shanahan is absolutely different. I don't think nobody can do what he's able to do with that offense better than him. Like Debo's a running back and a wide receiver. Chris McCaffrey's a running back and a wide receiver. Your fullback is one of the best tight ends in the league. I don't know how the fuck that works. But he's like, obviously the talent is there of these guys, and obviously you got Brandon Ayuk, who's a top 10, arguably top 5 wide receiver in the league. Kittle's a top 2 tight end. Like, bro, all this talent, and you have to give it to Shanahan though for the way he's able to draw it up and do the shit. But still, yeah, Andy Reid, Shanahan, okay, you can give it to whoever you want, but I think Kevin O'Connell's right behind him.
And also,
with
some of these
that
players,
McVay
with the exception of Christian McCaffrey, Shanahan built the weapons. Brandon Ayuk wasn't a world beater when he came out of Arizona State.
I mean, he was a first round pick, bro. Yes, he
was a first round pick, but he wasn't a top 10 receiver, top 5 receiver.
I mean,
when he came out, he wasn't.
I mean, nobody
day
is. Nobody is.
Well, it's still, Kyle Shanahan developed Brandon Ayuk into the receiver that he is today. Same thing with Deebo Samuel. He developed Deebo into the guy he is today.
Right.
Now, Christian McCaffrey, he didn't, because CMC was that guy when he got traded there.
But the way CMC boomed, okay, this is what you got to think. If you're a fantasy owner of Christian McCaffrey and he went to that packed of a fucking offense, you sold him.
Yeah.
You did. Because you're like, fuck no, they're going to throw, like, bro, Debo's got to be involved. Brandon, you got to be involved. Kittle's going to be involved. Fucking Juszczyk's going to be involved. Like, there's going to be so much to this team that Chris McCaffrey isn't going to be as good. Chris McCaffrey got fucking better somehow.
Yeah.
Fantasy-wise, like, production-wise, things like that. I mean,
Chris McCaffrey might be,
yeah.
like, the best running back in the league, but he doesn't have the
wows.
Yeah, like the stats.
He is the best running back in the league. I don't even think it's close. But okay, so I'm asking you some questions. Buy or sell? All right, okay, not okay. I gotta lay out the rules here. Buy or sell as far as, do you buy that the possibility is real? Not would you do it?
Okay.
Or not do you think it's actually going to happen? But these are topics that there's smoke. So do you think there maybe really could be some fire there? Okay. So the Patriots trading out of 3.
Oh no, I can buy that.
You could buy it.
I could buy that.
Okay. Do you? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Do I
like
buy
that.
it?
Oh, well.
I think there's fire there. I think if they get the right offer, they're not at 3 anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't. And now
you can get a Bo Nix later, bro. You can get a Michael Penix later, and those guys are really good.
Or you could just roll with Jacoby Brissett. You ain't gonna be. You ain't. Wait, but you're not gonna be competitive anyways.
Yeah.
You could start looking either 1 for the next draft class. 2, you could look for the quarterback free agency class. We just saw Kirk Cousins go to Atlanta.
Trust me, I looked at the draft class next year. You don't want a quarterback then.
Well, okay, but still.
You got a
free agency class
you do,
coming up.
You do.
There
you can always trade for one too. So.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott might be out there. You know. There's guys like that. Justin Fields could be a one and done at Pittsburgh.
Could be.
Russell Wilson could be too. They're both only 1 year contracts. So I mean, so Dak is going to be in the market. Justin Fields is going to be in the market. Russell Wilson's going to be in the market. You're going to have several quarterbacks to choose from.
Yeah, and I mean not great quarterbacks, but
but better than Jacoby.
Yeah, better than
maybe
Jacoby.
you know how you feel about him. But okay, so
I think if New England gets the right offer, they're gone.
Okay, Minnesota trading up.
Yes, I think that's
okay. But for McCarthy though, not from one of the top 3 guys, because I don't think they get.
I think that's good because I don't think think they get the 3 unless they give up like both these ones and like
next year's one. If they give up 11, 23 and next year's one.
Yeah,
and a second next year.
And player. They can get into the top 3, but if not, they're gonna look at 4.
Okay, I agree with that.
And then that's gonna be JJ.
The Chicago Bears pulling us Houston.
Like trading back in.
Yeah. Train back up to
I
get
think
Marv.
it would be very fun.
Would you buy it?
I don't.
You sell it?
Yeah, I saw
Selling
that.
it. All right.
I just don't think that they. I don't think that they do it.
Sure.
I don't think that they want to spend what it would cost to move that back up.
And the reason I agree with this is they don't have the draft capital this year to do it. So what do they have to give up?
Future.
Next year's capital, and
Now
you never know, bro.
and
Like
now
you
you're back
don't
in here.
do
Now
that
you don't
shit.
have
Like
the draft capital again.
yeah. So okay.
I just don't think they want to spend what they would have to cost to do.
McCarthy. Well, the Commanders actually loving McCarthy enough to take him too. I buy that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, they would do some dumb ass shit because they got NBA fucking executives running it now. There's not even NFL guys in the building no more.
Nah,
but
that would be.
It's not what you think. It's not what you want. Well, me and you both know, Jane Daniels should go too. Like,
Yeah.
I'll have Drake May over him still, but I think that's the best fit. Do you buy it though?
Damn, I really don't think that they would be that stupid, but
Hear me out.
I could buy it.
Okay, literally, I don't know how. This is gonna make you lock into the buy. JJ McCarthy had his own personal dinner with the team one-on-one first. Then they brought in Jane Daniels and Drake. Well, Jane Daniels thought he was coming for a one-on-one, and JJ McCarthy and Drake May were there. They took them all to dinner together, but JJ had his own.
Damn, no, I can buy that.
But Drake and Jaden did have their own the last days, the last 2 days. But JJ was first.
They brought in JJ for a reason.
Yeah.
They didn't just pick a guy out of the hat.
And then the first time they met with the other two, JJ was there.
That would be fucking crazy, bro.
Bro, it's supposedly.
Bro, if I'm New England, I'm fucking licking my chops.
Hell yeah,
I can get Jaden Daniels at 3 and not have to do anything.
I mean, we don't know which one they're higher on, but no matter how you like.
Damn, I can have the pick of the. I can have the pick of the litter.
Like you knew Caleb wasn't on the board. Like you knew at 3, there's no fucking way in hell you're getting Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
So you were sitting there debating who you want out of Drake and Caleb. I mean Drake and Jaden, and now you like shit. Okay, what's
the one? Yeah.
Right, or okay, trade back and then trade back out again. No, like whatever you want to do there. So yeah, so I unfortunately buy that.
And shit, if I'm Minnesota, I'm fucking astounded.
Yeah.
If you take JJ at 2, now I get or Jaden.
Now I'm gonna ask you this too because it can mess it up for Philly. I mean for Minnesota. The Giants, if one of the top 3 quarterbacks, if something like that happens, right? Or let's say New England goes Marv, because they're confident they can get Bo Nix or Michael Penix in the second. So one of those, because I've seen it multiple times that one of the quarterbacks falls to 6. The Giants take one of the quarterbacks because they fall to 6. Buy or sell. If Jane Daniels or Drake May sitting there at 6, they'll take it.
If people are actually mocking it, you have to buy it. There's got to be something there. I can see it. That would just be so crazy, man. I'd be pissed if I was Daniel Jones.
Have you seen? Okay, that's why I'm buying it. Have you seen Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones, like literally, the whole interview, he was like this. Like he's so sad. In meetings, he's been slumped down. We're playing sad, bro.
You could be playing chess with checkers. Maybe if you're New England, if you trade down, maybe you could go and trade for Daniel Jones.
Maybe
I'd take Daniel Jones over Jacoby Brissett.
Maybe, yeah, I would too. But no. But what I'm saying is though is that have you seen the videos of him talking to the media and also it was Brian Daboll was talking to the team and the team. You know how they show every team's like like whenever they get back to the team meetings they show him. He was literally sitting there like this, bro, with his eyes closed, just doing this. While he was pissed. So it's like, and also at the combine,
that's crazy.
At the combine, Malik,
I can see it. Like Daniel Jones not there. But that's just crazy.
And also, he can get cut for nothing next year.
Yeah.
So you're paying him now, then he's gone, and you have all his money for wide receivers. Come on now.
That's even more incentive if you're fucking. For me, if I'm New England, I might take Marv at 3 even if I don't get the offer I want, and then trade for Daniel Jones. You give him the year, then you could cut him next year.
Yeah, if you want to, or restructure it, do whatever I got to do with it. Yeah.
That wouldn't be terrible in the situation you're in.
Yeah, but okay, so also Malik Neighbors just met with the Giants at the combine because a lot of people think he's gonna go 6. So the Giants, if the Cardinals trade out of 4 or something and Marv goes 5, they think Malik Neighbors did go 6. But anyway, so at the combine he met with him and he sat down with the NBC crew like talking at the combine and they asked him about him going to the Giants. He said but they told me like they get a premier guy like me like they got to get me a guy to throw me the ball or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
Bro, I was like, bro, damn, they already got him though, Malik. They already got him. Shit. So I'll buy that shit.
Apparently, yeah, you're paying a guy $40 million. You don't trust him to throw the ball to that guy?
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
I buy if one of those top three. I don't think it happens at all. But if one of those top three make it to 6, they're running in the car. Fuck Daniel Jones. Which bro, Daniel Jeremiah and Mel Kiper both mocked it. The Giants traded up in the second round and took Bo Nix.
Now that I could see. I could see that.
They're going to take quarterback round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Round 1, they're going to get a premier position, right? I mean, they're going to get a wide receiver.
Yeah.
At 6, which if they like Rome, maybe Malik, maybe Mar Falls, whatever they got to do, they're going to take that.
It sounds like from what we're seeing and what you're telling me is the relationship between Daniel Jones and the Giants is non-existent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like,
it's so funny, bro. But all right, so I'm trying to think of some more things. There's anything you have? Okay. I saw this too. So the tackle out of Washington, Troy Fautanu, supposedly Dale Jeremiah talked to a scout, and one team has him as the best rated center, despite never playing it in the draft. But he's a guy that we all talked about was gonna move to guard because of how athletic he is. That he came to the combine and had longer arms than Joe Alt, and everybody was like, "Oh fuck, okay, he can play tackle in the league." But so I saw Mel Kiper talking about this. He might be a top 10 pick. You buy or sell that?
Troy Fautanu?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could buy that.
You could buy it? Okay.
I think I really think that the Jets are a premier destination for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. Okay.
And they're at 10.
That's another thing is
and maybe he could be a sneaky one at 9 in Chicago.
All right. So here's some controversial thing. We'll get back to the buying side. Here's a controversial thing. I don't think the Jets go weapon. I think the Jets go offensive line easily. Like even though everybody's mocking them Bowers.
Bro, if they went Bowers, that would be so fun.
That would be fun. I agree with your reasons for saying why they would is because they're all in. But it's like you have two old tackles.
Yeah.
Right? And a guy like Olu Fashanu is going to be on the board. Like, you're going to have some fucking talent. You're going to get the second best tackle in the class, most likely.
Yeah.
At 10. And bro, at the end of the day.
But if they took Brock at 10, they're pushing the chips in the center. The Jets are going for the Super Bowl.
Yes, but even if you take an offensive lineman, you're not pushing the chips in.
No.
You know what I mean? Because you have two old injury-prone tackles.
Yeah.
And Malone from Baltimore and Tyron Smith, neither of them have finished a year in like the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Go get a fucking and both of them are on 1-year contracts and are older. Go get a fucking guy to take that spot. You know, and neither of them are so expensive that the rookie can't start over them either.
Taking a tackle at 10 is the smarter move. Taking Brock at 10 sounds amazing.
It does. All right. So.
Actually, I think I got one for you. Damn, I just had it. Maybe you might have to come back to me.
All right, well, okay, I'll ask you one, right? So Graham Barton is a center, or maybe a guard. He's gonna go high. So I'll tell you this right now. So Pittsburgh, I think, okay, they love Adonai Mitchell, but I think they love him because they think he might fall out of the first round. Because of the character concerns, things like that, just like George Pickens fell out the first round because of his injury and character concerns, and they took him at 52, which they have 51 this year. But I can see if Adonai falls at around 1, Pittsburgh will move up for him. They like him a lot. They might take him. I've seen, bro, like they like Brian Thomas too. These are guys that could take round 1. I don't see it though. I think I would be genuinely surprised if the first round pick isn't one of these 3 players. Amarius Mims out of Georgia. Go get the other Georgia tackle. Graham Barton out of Duke to come in day 1 center, or Cooper DeJean. They love Cooper DeJean a lot. So that's going to be one of the Steelers' picks. But because he made me think of that because he was up here. So Tyler Guyton, Jordan Morgan are both guys talked about to go in the first round. At the end of the first round, Amarius Mims, Troy Fautanu, Talisi Fuaga, J.C. Latham, Olu Fashanu, and Joe Alt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you think at least would you buy that 7 tackles go round 1? That's a lot of fucking tackles.
Yeah, I can see it.
Would you buy it?
I know.
So
the Jets could take one.
Okay, the highest is Tennessee.
Yep.
Then the Jets.
Yep.
Then Saints.
Yep.
Then Cincinnati.
Yep.
Pittsburgh.
Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, Jacksonville. Yep, Jacksonville. And they took one last year, but they still could.
They could. Yeah.
Pittsburgh took one last year too, and they're probably going to.
Yeah.
So nah. They have tackles.
They do have.
They have Cross and Lucas.
Okay.
They need interior.
Okay.
So I see Graham Barton, Jackson Park, I see those type guys if they go O-line.
Yeah.
But
the Rams. Could.
Yeah. I'll give could,
yeah.
but Okay, but for sure, I think they're most likely
Dallas?
going to is I was trying to go chronological order. So
Oh,
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
then Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Philly could. Lane Johnson's getting old. That's at 22. 23 is Minnesota if they don't have the pick, and it's the Chargers. The Chargers will. Which I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to them. But so Chargers, they had that pick, yes. If Cardinals, the Cardinals could.
Yeah,
Definitely.
They just signed Jonah to a 2-year deal, and they have Paris Johnson.
But
they could.
But both of them guys played right tackle last year. Neither of them played
yeah,
left.
but I think the goal was to always move Paris to left.
Yeah.
He played left
Could.
all 4
Oh,
years
but also
of
he played
college.
guard last year, some too.
Paris?
Yes.
Yeah,
And he also played guard at Ohio State too.
he did.
So if there's a guy that you really like there,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna put the 5 best offensive linemen on the field, no matter what you thought they were supposed to play.
Yeah.
So I said could. Okay. Dallas, yes.
Yeah.
Green Bay could because Bakhtiari's gone.
Could, yeah.
Trying to think who
That
else.
would be dumb for them.
I've also seen San Fran,
Mhm.
Kansas City, because Kansas City
City.
lost
Buffalo.
Dwayne Brown. Nah, I didn't even watch too bad.
Baltimore,
Yes, Baltimore, yes.
San Francisco.
San Francisco, Kansas City. Not Detroit.
Yeah, probably not Detroit, yeah.
Dallas, yes.
Yeah.
Green Bay could. I'm not gonna say yes. Philly could. But yeah, so there's like, bro, that's more than 7 teams that could.
Yeah.
So more than
There
7
be
could
7,
go
yeah,
for sure.
I can see it.
Okay.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, I'm
Here's
ready.
mine. Buy or sell that the Titans take a receiver at 7. That interview that he did where he said all things are even, I'm going to take the guy that scores touchdowns. Do you think Brian Callahan drafts a receiver at 7
Yeah.
instead of the tackle? If let's say in this
No,
scenario,
no. Before you say it, I got you right now, right?
Yeah.
I see. Look, once again, when you listen to what they're saying instead of trying to project what they should do, and you just listen, it's the same thing with Los Angeles right now. Los Angeles does not want a wide receiver. Jim Harbaugh said it a million times. He wants this team to be a million times tougher, nastier, and gritty. Does a wide receiver say any of that?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. When you look at those Michigan teams, where it was the offensive line,
Yeah.
they're gonna I would be absolutely mind blown if they don't go tackle at 5. Even
The
if
Chargers?
Marv fell to
Yeah.
5.
I'm talking
He
about
there.
the Titans.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm saying this scenario,
Okay.
right? So Marv is sitting there at 5 because quarterbacks 1, 2, 3, 4. I still think they go Joe Alt.
Wow.
I really do.
Okay.
Easily, or trade back. Let somebody want to come up like Chicago, like New York. Maybe New York's like fuck that. We're gonna jump from 10 to 5. We're gonna go get Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
And they can easily do that. I've
Or
actually
maybe
seen that mock.
maybe
I've seen
the
that
other
mock
New York
too.
jumps from 6 to 5.
Yes.
Make a deal, move up.
And in this case, I really see them taking Joe Alt. And when they do, you're sitting there at Tennessee, and Malik Neighbors is on the board, or Rome Odunze, right? And you're like, these guys are way above Olu Fashanu on my board, or Talisi Fuaga, whoever's your second tackle, and he goes ahead and takes that guy.
Yeah.
That's what I see happening.
Can we see a scenario now? Now a lot of shit would have to happen. I agree. But
Okay.
Hear me out here. JJ goes 2.
Okay.
Minnesota trades up to 4. Takes Drake May.
Yep.
Jane
Jane Daniels goes to New
3,
England. Yep.
Right. At 5, Joe Alt. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me take this back.
Okay.
Let me rewind you. Minnesota doesn't trade up. Arizona, let's say they take a tackle. Let's say they take Joe Alt. Let's say the Chargers. No, they probably wouldn't take a tackle at 6. I'm trying to think of a way to get down here, but I just don't think it happens.
Maybe they take Dallas Turner
Like I said,
at 4.
a lot of shit
Dallas
would have to
Turner
happen.
could go
Okay,
at 4
maybe-
too.
maybe they
because
take
they need an
Dallas
edge
Turner at
rusher
4.
bad. He's good
Yeah.
enough.
Maybe they take Dallas Turner at 4, which
Okay.
would be crazy. No, let's say Minnesota trades up.
Or no, hold on. On this scenario, if you're trying to get one specific player, or I don't know if you're trying not to have a wide receiver go yet, but if you're trying to get one player there, the Cardinals supposedly like Malik Neighbors more than Marv. So they could take Malik Neighbors if they're taking a wide receiver, and they could take Malik Neighbors before they'll take
Yeah.
Marv. So I don't know if
Yeah.
you're trying to get Marv to fall to 7.
Yeah, that's kind of what
So-
I'm kind of do is you're at 7. Like say
All right.
say
This how I would do it,
let's
right?
just say Arizona doesn't go receiver,
Yeah.
right? Joel goes 5. And
6 is it?
let's
Okay.
say let's say Drake May falls to 6. Drake May goes 6 to
Yep.
New York. Now you're at Tennessee. Now you have Malik and Marvin and
Rome,
to pick from. You have
Yeah.
the top 3 guys. That's
Yeah.
what a lot of shit would have to happen for that to happen.
Easily.
But-
That's also a trade down spot because, like I think there's with these wide receivers, like Pittsburgh's been mocked to trade up and go get Rome Odunze. I've seen Rome falling out of the top 10. I've seen him getting. It was a mock. Peter Schrager's 2.0. Not just because 3.0. Every single Peter Schrager mock draft, which he supposedly knows something that we don't. He talked on some Pittsburgh radio. Every single one of his mocks, he had Pittsburgh taking wide receiver. He had Rome falling to 12. Pittsburgh jumped up. Which I think any team would jump up. If Rome Odunze is on the board at 12, Denver, you need draft picks, you need draft capital. What's up? Because I'm trying to go get Rome. But I think I think with all the teams that want to come, I think Buffalo has to be aggressive. Okay, buy or sell this. Buffalo trading to the top 10 to go get one of the top 3.
Ooh, I could buy it. But damn,
they're aggressive enough.
Yeah, they're aggressive enough. But damn, they would have to spend.
You need it.
Right, but you need it, but you would have to spend. That's a big jump, so you would have to spend
20,
a lot.
28 to 10.
Damn. 28? Are they 28?
It's 28.
I thought they were earlier than that because I thought
they won around. They won around
you're
one.
right. Yeah, they're at 28. Damn, 28 to 10. So you'd have to jump 18 spots.
Yep.
So or 28 to 9 because I don't think they would probably be able to trade up with the Jets, who's a division rival.
Yeah, true. So 28 to 9. Yeah.
28 to 9.
Yeah, with Chicago.
You're gonna have to spend for that. I can see him doing it, but
I mean, okay, right. I think what could maybe get it done is the first you have that year. So your first, your second, next year's first, and maybe next year's second or next year's third.
Yeah,
that's a lot. But I mean, shit, you go up and you get Rome Odunze and you pair him. But okay, so yeah, that's tough. But okay, buy or sell. They trade up to get a receiver in the first round.
I'm
buying that one because I want to get. I want Pittsburgh to trade down more than anything. I think Arizona at 27. I think Dallas at 24, and I think Buffalo at 28 are all teams that can come up and try to get a wide receiver. Brian Thomas, right, on the board, or there's going to be tackles on the board too.
I got another one for you that I just thought of. Buy or sell that Cleveland, Carolina, or Houston makes a first-round pick this year.
Oh, I bought the fuck out of that. I think Carolina jumps into the first round. I think that they're gonna like a wide receiver, or maybe or edge rusher. Right, they're gonna like somebody enough to come in day one and get them for sure. Especially the way the board I think is gonna fall with the wide receiver position.
Yeah,
I think more are gonna go around what people think. I think a guy like Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas is gonna go top 20, or maybe at 20 is what Peter Schrager had him mocked.
Okay, what about Cleveland and Houston? Do you buy that they make a first round pick tonight, or well, not tonight, next Thursday?
I think
Cleveland has a second.
They do. So does Houston.
Yeah, so does Houston.
But Houston had 2 seconds, which I thought was enough to get them back in round 1. But they traded the second they got from Minnesota to get Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think neither of them do.
Okay.
I think Cleveland should trade back again and try to gain more day 2 capital actually from the pick that they have. But yeah, I like that one. Yeah, I think Carolina could try to jump back into the mix for sure and get a first round pick. But like I said, I think a lot more receivers are going to go than people think. I think it's going to be 3 at the top. I think Brian Thomas, like, okay, if you're a team like Arizona and you do trade all the way down to 11 with Minnesota, you can take Brian Thomas Jr. at 11, easily. Brian Thomas can go there. He can go 15 to the Colts. He can go. I mean, if you don't want a tight end and you want a wide receiver, he can go 10 to the Jets if the top 3 go. I wouldn't be fucking shocked at that. The Colts could take him. Like I said, the Jaguars could take him at 17. Maybe Cincinnati could take him if they get an offer that they like. Like imagine you can. How often do we see guys get traded for the exact pick that you traded them? I mean that you drafted them with. Like imagine you get 33 from Carolina for him straight up. Like maybe they take that and they're like, okay, Brian Thomas on the board at 18. I'll take. You know what I mean? Like he could go there. 19 to the Rams. I don't know they take a wide receiver. 20 to Pittsburgh. Yeah. Maybe the Dolphins. I mean, he's fucking fast, and he gives you one thing the other wide receivers can't, and that's size.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I see him going pretty high. I think A.D. Mitchell's going to be the 5th wide receiver, probably taken off the board. He's going to go to maybe a Dallas, Cardinals if they don't get one at 4 with because they had like 27. Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore. One of those teams are going to get him. And then Ladd McConkey could be in a first round mix. Xavier Worthy, like there could be a ton of wide receivers that go a lot earlier than people think. So yeah, buy or sell that more than 4 go round 1.
Wide receivers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, but buy or sell Cooper DeJean goes in the top 20. Even though
I buy that.
he ain't really been mocked there much lately.
I could buy that though.
I still buy that shit. I think there's teams that look at
Okay.
him like, bro.
I got one more, and then we'll wrap this up here. And this is
Yeah.
not really a buy or sell. This is just really a general question. What position do you think goes the most in round 1?
Tackle.
Okay, so you think the most tackles?
Yeah, I think
receiver goes most.
I
I think more receivers go in the first round.
I could
than
see it,
any other position.
But like I said, I think could tie. I think max for receiver is 7. I think max for tackle is about 8.
Okay.
Because looking here, right? I think Jordan Morgan, maybe Kingsley, maybe 9, because Kansas City could take one at 32. And okay, so let's say this: Joe Alt goes. Okay, so Joe Alt goes Chargers, or whatever, or Tennessee. Olu Fashanu goes Tennessee or Jets. J.C. Latham goes to the Saints or maybe like a Cincinnati. Fuaga goes to the Jets or like Pittsburgh. Fatano goes Pittsburgh or like Philly. They get a little versatility. Marius Mims goes Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Maybe he goes to the Cowboys. Tyler Guyton goes to like the Ravens or the Packers. And then Jordan Morgan goes to the Niners. And then Kingsley goes to the Chiefs. I've actually seen both of those guys get mocked back-to-back in 31-32 picks for the Niners and the Chiefs. And I'm saying, that's a lot of fucking tackles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's such a
And that
premier
makes
position.
tackle depth dead. Like,
Yeah.
you're not getting one in day 2.
Which
three.
is why, like, so like Pittsburgh,
And that could rush a pick too. You could be
or make you trade up.
Maybe you could be Jacksonville at 19, and you just saw 5 tackles go off the board, and you're like, holy crap, there ain't gonna be a tackle in round 2.
Yeah.
Maybe we gotta grab one if you're wanting to walk out of there with a tackle, or
Yeah.
if you're Green
Which-
Bay and you're sitting there at 20.
Okay,
are they at 20? Is
they're-
Green Bay at 20?
Nah, they're at like 25. They're 25.
Yeah, so Green Bay's at 25, and you just saw 6 tackles go off the board. Now you're like, shit, I need a tackle.
you trade
I
up,
don't
yeah.
have one. Yeah.
Which okay. I'm really high on this tackle class. There is more. So Patrick Paul project, but he's 6'8" left tackle.
Yeah.
He's going to be a
Well,
dog.
I'm just thinking of teams that need a starting tackle.
Okay.
Like imagine if Dallas trotted out, Paul. That's not gonna be
okay,
That's not gonna be a good spot for him.
right. Okay. Yeah. He has like the highest up. Him and his Marius Mims probably had the 2 highest upsides in the entire class. Like I think you take them, they don't have as high as the floor as Latham, Fashanu, Fuaga, those guys, but those 2 guys, when it comes down
But
to
also,
it,
the,
could be the
we
best
could be in
the
a
end.
situation where if
But hold on, let me try to see the
7
other one.
tackles go and you're Kansas City sitting at 32 and you want to walk away with the tackle, maybe you have to really freaking reach for a guy because he's not going to be there. At
like
60,
Kingsley, like we look at Kingsley. I have a 2nd round grade on him personally, but like if him going 32 too big of a reach, no, because if all the other guys in front of him, now if you take him over guys, now I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
But okay, so Pitt, here he is, Matt Cavs. I don't know how to say his name, but I know teams really high on him.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Teams love him. Blake Fisher, I'm super, bro. Blake Fisher, damn near better than Joel. Say no, but he was the other side of Joel. He's really good. I don't want I want Pittsburgh to take offensive tackle. I do, but like I don't know. It's wide receiver is fun.
Yeah.
We need this. Okay, so this is what I view Pittsburgh. Right, we have no center on the roster, and our wide receiver 2 as of right now is Van Jefferson. So George Pickens is going to get doubled every single play. The biggest needs is center and wide receiver. Tackle is just an upgrade, right? Because yes, we drafted Bryce Jones last year. We put him at right, but we know Omar Khan said we drafted him to be a left tackle. We did not draft him to be a right tackle. So that tells you everything you want to know. Like they want to move him back to left, but Dan Moore is a run blocking offensive tackle. In Arthur Smith's scheme, he'll be fine. But you want to upgrade that position, right? You do, but it's not as big of a need. We have no slot corner, no center, and no wide receiver 2 or 3. Like you feel what I'm saying? Those are needs. Tackle is a upgrade in my opinion. So that's why I like guys like Blake Fisher. There's another one. Everybody been sipping this Kool-Aid. He went from being looked at as a 5th round pick to people think he's gonna go round 2 because of how good he is, and that's Roger Rosengarten. That is the other tackle on the other side, Troy Fatanu. He is really fucking good too. I mean there's some good tackles in this class. Is it a drop off? Of course. Like I think this is my opinion. Obviously, Joel Olu, J.C. Latham, Fuaga, Fatanu. But I think once you get to Mims, who has 8 games of college production, that's it, and injury history and things like that, he's scary. He's a very high upside, but could be a bust type prospect. Tyler Guyton, he's not ready. Jordan Morgan, he's good, but he's nowhere as good as the other guy. So I think we start getting at projects. But real quick, before we get out of here, I teased it earlier. I want to talk about my guys of the class. If you have several, like I don't know if you want to do like 3 offense, 3 defense.
We could do that.
Or yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so and we'll go our three my guys, and we'll go our 3 guys we're lower on real quick. So
Okay.
do you want to give all 3 of yours offensively? I'll give all 3 of mine. Do you want to ping pong? How you want to do it?
We'll do all 3.
All right, bet.
Yeah, it's just easier to do it that way.
Yeah.
So, number 1, I think I've said it a million times, but number 1, Marvin Harrison Jr. It's kind of a cheap way, maybe.
Yeah, picking the best prospect in the class is kind of a cheap.
I mean, I think but
you're a Buckeye fan too,
but
so that's there.
With me saying that, I did say that he's going to be the first 2,000-yard receiver, so that is a reach. So
yeah.
I got some eggs in that basket too. It's not just the easy pick.
For sure.
2, I would definitely go to Vondre Sweat. I'm high.
Offense. What's on offense?
Oh, you're right. My bad.
So that's his number 1 defensive guy.
Yeah. Okay. So number 2 offensively. Oh man.
Okay. So talk about. Okay. Are you really high? Are you higher than consensus on any running backs, any tackles, any quarterbacks, or any other receivers that you're like, okay, the whole world might not view him like this. This is how I view him.
So number 2 would probably be Zach Zinter. Thank you. The guard out of Michigan, even though he's a Michigan guy. I think he's going to be a late round guy, but I think he could be a very, very good guard in this league. I think he'd be a starter. He's going to be with that injury, he's going to be a round 4, round 5 guy.
He could go 2 or 3 just because of what we see.
It could be.
If you look at Tate, bro, he should not go that late.
Going to get a steal with him when he gets healthy. He is going to be really, really good. So I got him at number 2 on my list, and then probably at number 3, I would probably go. J.C. Latham. I just think
you just shocked me, bro. There's somebody you are really higher on because this is, and you didn't even say it. We'll get there.
I just think I think he could be really good. I think
he has the highest. Okay. It's hard to say because there's so many good tackles. Like Fuaga's the nastiest in the entire class. Joe Alt's the best. Olufosanu's the cleanest. But Latham, him and Mims both, like, they're fucking anchor. They're not. You're never gonna see them driven in the backfield. Never. And like I mean, Latham's been a starter at Alabama since I don't know when, since 2012. Bro's played a fuck ton of games against some of the best edge rushers in all of college football and has never been embarrassed. That matters.
All right, so who's your 3 offensive?
So one guy you forgot, you got Jane Daniels as QB1. You would think he would be your guy.
Yeah.
You would think he would be your guy.
With me saying Marvin Harrison, I just didn't want to do.
But all right. So the reason why I think you should put Jaden in there over Marv. You're really high on Marv. You love Marv. Marv's your favorite prospect in the class.
Ever.
But my guys are Jaden Daniels, Zach Zinter, and J.C. Latham.
Well, see,
because right.
Yeah.
Marv is looked at as the number 1 wide receiver on everybody's rankings.
Yeah.
So you're not higher than consensus on him. You might say he's gonna have a better rookie year than most might think, but there's people out there that say the same shit.
Yeah. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is the greatest receiver prospect I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, for sure he is. Because I think the only argument you can have is the year you were born, right? So I think that's the last time we really saw guys that were like that. But
go ahead.
His dad was drafted that year too, right?
I don't remember what year Marvin Harrison Sr. was drafted. I don't remember.
Probably right. I don't fucking know. Anyway, So I think you're higher on Jane Daniels because I think most people have Jane Daniels QB3, including myself. Some people have bought the Kool-Aid and put him over Drake May. I
just think
it's prospect
really
fatigue. What Drake May is prospect fatigue. You get so tired of these guys.
Yeah, I can see
things
that.
I
can see that.
Same thing with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has been a quarterback on the entire class the entire time. Same thing with people putting Malik Neighbors and them over Marv. You just get tired of it.
Yeah.
You just want to be different.
Yeah.
You don't watch Marv highlights no more because you know what he does. So you're watching Malik Neighbors highlights. You're like, oh my God, he's the best.
I can see it.
So so real quick, speaking of Caleb, a lot of people are lower on Caleb because of the simple fact that when you look up Caleb Williams highlights, you see off-platform crazy shit. And you're like, bro, he's not doing that in the league. That's what most people think. But that's highlights. Out of all the quarterbacks in the league, I mean, coming out this class, nobody scrambles less than Caleb Williams did. Which is the craziest part, because when you look up his highlights, nobody scrambles more, but Jayden Daniels maybe. On the highlights, like, go off platform, just running and doing shit. Like, Caleb does a lot, but that's because every time he does it, it was a highlight play. Caleb is going to be a good quarterback. Like, there's no way he busts. Like, he has the highest floor out of all these quarterbacks easily. But looking back, could Jayden Daniels turn out to be this fucking phenomenal, like, Lamar Jackson type guy? Yeah, can Drake may go and be Josh Allen or Big Ben and just dominate the league for years and be a 20-year quarterback for a team and be a Hall of Famer, went to Super Bowls? Yeah, easily, right? But I can see Caleb Williams being a top 10 quarterback that just never wins a ring, but he was really well respected. He could do 300 yards, 3 touchdowns on you any game. But I mean, he just never won nothing. I could see that for him easily.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, but Cam Newton won MVPs. You know what I mean? Cam Newton was
MVP.
Well, what I'm saying, like, and also Cam Newton, you could say at a point in time he's the best quarterback in the league. I'm saying I don't think Caleb ever hits top. I'm saying, like, I think his floor is he never hits top 5 in the league. I think he's just borderline a top 10 quarterback, like a Kyler Murray, that is really good, well respected, is gonna get paid a lot, gonna make some Pro Bowls, maybe make an All Pro, but never really win nothing. Maybe not even fucking make the playoffs in his career, like Kyler, for real. But so my guys offensively, number one, obviously, I gotta say Adonai. I think I'm higher than him because I think most people have Adonai around wide receiver 5. Some most. I'll say most have me 5 because I think a lot of people love Brian Thomas a lot. But I feel like he's either 4 or 5 for everybody. I have him 3 because I think he's just there's something. But also people don't put him over Rome because Rome's safer. I don't give a fuck who's safer. I'm looking at who's more talented, and Adonai, in my opinion, is more talented. So that's my guy there. I'm not gonna be lame and say, oh, Caleb Williams. You know, I'm not gonna be like, cause yeah, I mean, I'm not higher on, cause I have him number 1 quarterback. I'm not like higher on him by any means. Let me go through here and make sure I don't got nobody like too high. But yeah, so I guess I'll go Fuaga out of Oregon State, bro. Like, it's I don't want to be like that guy, like that Pittsburgh fan.
Barton.
Yeah, he was gonna be my 3rd.
Oh, my bad.
But
I stole it.
That's all good. But like Fuaga, like, I don't want to be that Pittsburgh guy, but like, if there's any player on the board that like I'm a fan of Pittsburgh Steelers and they're there at 20 and I could just turn the TV off because I know who it's gonna be, it's Tennessee Fuaga, because like, just a fucking mauler, a disgusting player. It's one of those tackles that, like, if you're a corner, if you're a linebacker, if you're somebody that you might not expect him to touch you, you're terrified of him. Like if you see it's a run play, where the fuck is he at? Like, where is he coming from? Because I might not survive this hit. Like, he's disgusting. And yeah, my guy is Grant Barton. I mean, he's gonna be a top 20 pick. I think he's gonna go 20. Like I really think he's gonna be a Pittsburgh Steelers guy. He played center initially at Duke. Fucking dominant. Also, I'm a sucker for the RAS score, the relative athletic score. I'm a sucker for it. He had a 9.87 out of tackle. You put him at guard, he's the second best RAS score out of guard ever in history since they started doing it. Out of 3,000 prospects, he's number 2 with a 9.99 out of 10. And then if you put him at center, he's the best center. He's the most athletic center ever in history since they started doing the score with a 10.0. Like, the motherfucker is just a freak athlete. He played left tackle, he played right tackle, and he played center at his time at Duke. We know you can play guards and things like that, because I think that's the easiest position to play on the O-line is offensive guard. If you can play tackle, you can play guard. If you can play center, you can play guard, you know. So I mean, that's expected. I don't think he plays tackle. I think if Pittsburgh draft him, I'd be shocked if we put him at tackle, because I think he's just going to be such a good fucking center. I think Pittsburgh would take him and plug him in. But he's like, he might be over Jack Power Johnson for me now, like, low key. Like, it just because looking at Jack Power, he's not. Like, Jack Power Johnson is my number 1 inside guy, but Grant Barton's my 2 now. But like, Jack Power Johnson, read more about him. It scared me a tad bit. He had 2 concussions. Okay, cool, whatever. That's why he wears a special helmet. You're a center, you get clapped on the head every fucking play. So that doesn't scare me. But some people are scared of the injury history. And then 2 years ago, he was on the bench. But that's because we had T.J. Bass, who was a 5th-round pick to the Cowboys. He was a really good center for Oregon. But he was a bench player. And the year before that, he was playing defensive line. So he's new to the position. He is. But you look at the athleticism, Jack Power Johnson, he's a fucking mauler. So yeah, so those are my 3 guys. I'll go Adonai, Grant Barton, Taliese Fuaga. Love them. I'll start with defense. I guess I kind of got to go Dallas Turner. Yeah. Because, I mean, I thought a lot of people have him 1, but, like, I have him as a top 5 player. Yeah, I have him as a top 5 player in the entire class.
I mean, he's the best. Which is your guy.
Let's be honest. I'm on a streak right now with defensive guys. I planted the fucking flag on Brian Branch, and when he fell to the second round, I was about to cry. I'm like, damn, the league don't see it. Nigga, the league don't see it. But they fucking saw it on the field for the fucking Lions, okay? Motherfucker ate, okay? Like, he was just a dog. So that's my... Fuck, I'm gonna go Byron Murphy the second. I'm really high on him, too. I think he's just head and shoulders better than every defensive line prospect. He's probably the second best defensive player in the third best defensive player in the entire class. I'll say third. Because the guy I have next is arguably the second best defensive player in the entire class, and that's Cooper DeJean. I'm high on Cooper DeJean. I think Cooper DeJean can be a top corner. I know he's going to be a top safety, and he's going to be the best slot corner in all of football the day he comes to the league. I because if you look at Cooper DeJean, you stack him up with Terry Arnold and those guys, they don't do anything better than him. They're not more athletic than him. Cooper DeJean had a way better 40 time than Terry Arnold. He was just 0.2 slower than Quinyon Mitchell, right? He's a way better tackler than those guys. And then he also gives you the return ability. When he picks the ball off, 99% chance that bit's going to the house. Also, with the new kick return rules, he gives your team value there too, because he was one of the best. He was arguably the best return man in all college football last year, behind Zachariah Branch out of USC. So I mean, the motherfucker is gonna give your team some real live. Like, he gives you everything: special teams, defense. Man, he probably put him a fucking wide receiver. Like, so yeah, I think in my opinion, the best defensive player in the class, Dallas Turner. And second best probably Cooper DeJean. And third best you could say is Byron Murphy. So those are my three guys. Cause I have him super high. I'm just super high on him.
So for me, we already know my number one. I'd probably go with T'Vondre Sweat. I'm really high on T'Vondre Sweat. I think he's going to be a very, very big piece in this class.
Which is I like. I definitely, for me, I like that you plant your flag with a guy like that, because that's a guy that most people want to, because he's a guy that, looking back, so you know, you always look back. I would say about 3 years to see if you know what you got wrong, what you got right. Unless a guy like Zach Wilson busts, and you're like, damn, okay, I was wrong. That's how I was, right? And then De'Aaron, for example, it didn't take a full 3 years. It took maybe 1.5, and he was okay. I was wrong about Trevor Lawrence. He's good. You know what I mean? Like that, that's how those things happen. But I think T'Vondre Sweat, it plays one of those positions. Is going to play one of those roles that, if you're a fan of that team, you love T'Vondre Sweat. If you're not a fan of that team, you know, he's not a household name. He's not a guy you even think of, right? But shit, I mean, the upside's there, bro. I mean, the floor is there. I mean, what you're gonna ask him to do day one? I don't think there's a better player in the league that can do it.
At number 2 for my guys, I'd probably go with Jared Verse.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Jared Verse should be in there for you.
I think he's going to be very, very, very good.
Yeah.
And then at number 3, I'd probably go Quinyon Mitchell, man. I just think he's going to be. He's the pro. If you were to build a corner in a lab, you would build Quinyon Mitchell.
Him, like, I think his floor is. I think his floor is Tariq Woolen.
Yeah.
Like, and Tariq Woolen's a damn good corner. I mean,
see that.
Bigger, lengthy, fast as fuck, just makes plays.
Yeah.
I think, and obviously his ceiling is gold jacket, right? So I mean, you know, you look at guys like that, you like the talent there.
I think if you were to put a corner in the lab and you were a creative player, you would create Quinyon Mitchell.
So every single player we named is a top prospect. So give me 2 sleepers, 2 guys that might not go until round 3, 4, maybe 2, maybe around 2 guys. Matter of fact, give me 3. Give me 3 sleeper guys that you're higher on, that you don't really see people talking about them. I mean, he could be talked about, but, you know, not round 1, obviously.
Probably a guy that.
It could be offense or defense.
Yeah, probably a guy that go early round 3. Probably Braylon Allen, like we've been talking about.
You think? I don't even know if he goes early round 3, bro. He might go later than that.
Okay, I mean,
that's even better than the Franco flag.
Like, bro, like you've said multiple times, he's super young. Hasn't taken that many hits.
I think he's the youngest prospect in the class.
He can move. I like running backs. I mean,
you want to go to Cincinnati? It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. We took
like round 4.
Braylon Allen round 4. Yeah, hell yeah, I'd be on board with that.
You buying his jersey?
That's a change of pace back. You got Chase Brown, who's fast as fuck. You got
it right now with Zach Moss too, but like
Zach Moss, and then you got your hitter.
Yeah.
Because so I'd probably say that's a very big sleeper from my board. 2 would probably be Ricky Parasol, like you were saying earlier, man. I think he's gonna go later in this round.
Nah, he's gonna go 51, bro. To the Steelers. I promise he's gonna go day 2. He's gonna go round 2.
Be impactful.
Yeah, he's gonna be so good, bro. He's gonna be so. I want him to be a Steeler so bad. Take Graham Barton, or maybe he's able to get to. But Graham Barton, Ricky Pearsall, bro, I will literally try a backflip. I ain't say hit that bitch. I'm gonna try.
Damn, man. And number 3, I mean, technically, I
You want me
can
to scroll
say
to the
Zen-
extras?
I was like, technically, I can say Zenthus.
No, you already named it. You already named it. So I'll scroll through this real quick. Anybody you see here?
Kamari Lassiter. I think
There you
Kamari
go.
Lassiter
There you go. Yes.
could be a sneaky corner.
You could have put him in your defensive plan flags because you had him as a top 5 corner.
Yeah, I could.
Okay, so for me, I'm gonna go Mike Chambers still. Out of Michigan, the CEO, like I just love his game a lot. Like I wanted him to be a Steeler more than anything on this planet. But now I think he's probably gonna go early round 2 to the Chargers. I think Jim Harbaugh is gonna keep the CEO, his CEO. He's gonna keep him. Such a good fucking player, bro. Like he was a wide receiver turn DB. I mean, those usually, they get picks. That's for sure. He's a really good player. Damn, he took Ricky Pearsall. That was a good one. The good snipe.
Oh, and honorable mention, Bucky Irving. I think he's gonna be a nice sleeper pick. Somebody that can change your offense. But go ahead.
For sure. Let me see. I'll go with. Damn, I just saw his name. Hold on. I gotta go back. My fault, y'all.
You're good.
So Max Melton out of Rutgers. Bro, he's a really good corner. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be really good in the league. I don't know. He could jump up and be like round 2. I saw another guy, Andrew Phillips out of Kentucky. He had no picks. Remind me of like a Joey Porter Jr. coming out, but the motherfucker had great ball production as far as pass breakups, things like that in the SEC, going against some of the best wide receivers in all college football. Looked damn good. He went from being projected 6th round pick, met with the Steelers, met with the Bears. He met with so many teams. He's probably gonna be a round 2 pick. And then let me go with a wide receiver, Malachi Corley at Western Kentucky. Me and Daniel Jeremiah see eye to eye with him. He's the Yak King. He is Tyreek Hill and Deebo Samuel if they had a baby. He had out of all the wide receivers in the entire draft class, he has the shortest. I don't know exactly how to say this stat, but like basically how deep he is every time he catches the ball. Like on average, it's only 2 yards. Basically, they just get him the ball and let him work. He led the country in yards after catch, which is fucking phenomenal. He's a running back. If you look at the way he's built, he's a running back. Everything about him says running back, but he can run routes. But the thing that I feel the same way about JJ McCarthy. We can't sit here and knock guys for something that they weren't asked to do. So you can't. Okay, that's like saying, like, for example, like JJ McCarthy can't like, throw the ball 30 times in a game. Like he just can't. If you need him to throw the ball 30 times a game, he's not gonna be able to do it. You don't know that. Like, okay, now if we've seen it on tape when he did it and he wasn't good and he lost games, he threw a lot of picks when he threw it that many times. That's different. If you see a guy do it multiple times and they didn't look good doing it, that's when you say they can't do it. Like a corner that is so good in man, but he gets like he gets lost in zones. You're gonna see a corner play zone in college football. You will, or a corner that's a good zone corner, but he gets beat a lot of man. You're gonna see enough of it to be able to plant your flag and say he can't do it. Malachi Corley was not asked to run routes. He was running screens. They just did. Western Kentucky's offense was get him the ball and let him work. And I mean, he ate. Now, another guy that's just risen up boards, bro. He's probably gonna go day 2. Like if I had to think a real later round, which this guy's risen up. I like Jermaine Burton from Alabama. I like him a lot. Maybe he's risen up boards. Javon Baker from UCF. These are all guys I've been talking about since the first episode of the podcast, and I was on the curve before everybody. Remember that shit. But once again, that's why you have guys like Keon Coleman that people are lower on now. Like I was looked at as a top 5 wide receiver. I think you and De'Aaron had him in y'all top 5s at first. But I mean that's how you do it, bro. Because when you go through the process,
4.61 scares the shit.
Yes,
out of me.
That's the main thing, because it's like people say they compare him to George Pickens. Like, okay, yeah, I see it. I see the play style. George Pickens is 4.3. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, he can stack guys, and George Pickens did run routes at Georgia. Like, and he obviously, we know George Pickens. He like his biggest question mark coming out of this past season was you need to be better at yards at the catch and you need to run better routes. He wasn't asked to do it. His second year, he had the full route tree, and boy was he a Yak King. So yeah, it's like I love this draft class. Like I think we could see another Detroit, maybe a Pittsburgh. Those Rams, like from top to bottom rounds, 1 down, guys in each round playing good. Like what I love is when we have draft classes that you're going to get quality players in round 4. The past 2 we have. Well, this one and then last year is like the way everything's projected. The type of talent you're going to get round 4 makes that round just as valuable as 2 and 3.
Right.
Like it's to the point where they might as well make round 4 day 2, and then make it. Day 1 is round 1, day 2 is 2, 3, 4, and then day 3 is 5, 6, 7. You know, because round 4 is becoming so much more valuable, bro. Like, I mean, what? Puka Nacua was a 4th round pick. Also, Kyron Williams, which, all right, real quick about Kyron Williams, because Daniel Jeremiah put me onto this. People are scared because Bucky wasn't the most explosive athlete that we thought he was going to be at the combine. The comp for him was Kyron Williams for Daniel Jeremiah, and I fucking love it because Kyron Williams broke the fuck out this year. As we thought he was just a pass catcher, he broke out as an all-around number 1 running back for the Rams. And we talked about that Bucky could potentially be that. Bucky's weighs, I think, so everybody's like, but Kyron was like 18 pounds bigger? He was 6 pounds bigger, and they're the same fucking height. And I think Bucky ran a 4.51. Kyron Williams ran a 4.63. He's a better athlete, motherfucker. So come on, man. But yeah, so I mean that's what happens all the time. I don't think Keon Coleman's gonna bust, but I just think it's tough for me to get on the first round hype train with him. Like I don't want a guy that's not a good route runner and also not fast. That's scary to me. Like, okay, like, but Brian Thomas, he's not the best route runner. That motherfucker's fast. He's big. He's gonna head tap. Like, okay, yeah, both of them had the same game. One's 4.3, one's 4.6.
Yeah.
One is going to work in that football league.
Yeah, say you're sitting at that 33, you're Carolina, 7 receivers were drafted in the first round. Let's say your top 7 drafted in the first round, and you're looking at Keon, Xavier, or Troy Franklin.
Yeah, I'm taking Troy.
I think Keon's the 3rd receiver you take in that situation.
Look, okay, this is me. I wouldn't take Keon over nobody until 13. I'm going to take Roman Wilson over Keon Coleman. No cap. Like, I love Roman Wilson, bro. He's so tough. He's so gritty. He can run routes. I mean, he can do what you like. Like that's what I value. If you're a good athlete, you can separate and you got sure hands. You're over Keon Coleman for me because he has great hands. He has great body control. He's a freak in that nature, but he's not fast. He can't run routes. So like I'm taking Xavier Legette over him. Like I said, and this I updated it. Keon Coleman isn't even in my top 10 no more. So it's like. I would take all these wide receivers. So Marv, Malik, Adonai, Rome, Brian, Ladd, Xavier, Troy, Ricky, and Xavier Legette all over him. And then after that, like I said, like a Roman Wilson's in there. You know, it's some guys I would still take. But I think in the 40s is where Keon Coleman should go.
Yeah.
I think mid second round pick you can get on board, especially like I don't know, it depends what you got. Like if you're the Patriots in the second round, you're taking the Columbia wide receiver 1?
No.
Ah, fuck, I'm scared, right? Like, I damn near rather... okay. Oh, here's the question. Worthy? So if you had to have one of these two guys come in and be your wide receiver 1, day 1, get 8+ targets a game, who would you choose, Keon or Xavier Worthy? That's tough, right? Because do you trust his little frame and his play style?
Yeah, I honestly would take the risk on Xavier Worthy because
I have him higher too, so I would too. But I
can see like
you can see a world where Xavier Worthy is a
Debo
good
Samuel.
Yeah,
you just get him the ball.
Yeah,
get him in the backfield, get him on screens, bubble screens.
Yeah, do whatever you gotta do.
It's not hard to catch a bubble screen. It's not hard to take a step, turn around, catch the ball, and make a play.
Whereas
I'd rather do that.
Okay, don't get me wrong, bro. Like it's crazy because Keon Coleman, like he caught a lot of screen passes. Keon Coleman was their punt returner.
Think about a situation where you're Vegas and you have a shitty offensive line, but you got a playmaker that you can just turn, throw, make a play.
Yeah,
that's going to protect my quarterback too.
Exactly, but I'm saying like. Keon, I don't know that 40, bro. Like I think teams aren't gonna worry about it that much because
and that could be true.
Because when you look at the film, like okay, yeah, he wasn't a great route runner, but he was still finding ways to get. He wasn't getting open. He was finding ways to get a window for Jordan Travis.
Right.
But he was their punt returner. Right. So when he gets the ball, he can make plays with it.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's bad at all.
It just there's guys I would take over him.
Yeah.
Like I said, like so at the beginning of the show I counted there's 17 guys in this class that I like enough to take in the first 2 rounds. 17 players. 17 wide receivers aren't going to go in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, Keon Coleman's probably, like, I don't know, because once we start talking about Jalen Polk from Washington, Jalen McMillan from Washington, Javon Baker, once we start talking about those guys, I'm like, damn, okay, I might not take Keon. Like, it just gets scared. But also depends what you need. If you got a route runner, like, that's what I always talk about. Like, what flavor are you looking for? Because every single one is here, bro. If you need a guy that's going to create space and separate, you're not going to take Keon Coleman. If the Cowboys. The Cowboys could take him round 1. Would I be pissed? I would. That's my favorite destination for Keon Coleman. And him and CeeDee Lamb are cousins. I don't know if you knew that, but that's kind of cool. They're cousins. So if you have CeeDee Lamb, who's going to be the big play guy, he's going to catch 10 plus. He gets 10 plus targets a game. The motherfuckers get showered with targets. Mm-hmm. You have that. He gets open. He does everything you need. And then you have Keon Coleman to play the Michael Gallup role, because you got Brandon Cooks to do the slot stuff and Jalen Tolbert who's coming up. And then you got Ferguson as the tight end. You need a running back bad, but you're going to draft one. They're probably going to take the first running back off the board. I'm in on Keon there. Would I take Keon over Adonai Mitchell or all these other guys that I would rather have? No, but like I think that's the one landing spot that I could think off the top of my head that I'm like, yes, that's where I want him to go. Is Dallas. Because, like, okay, if he falls 51.
I like him at Green Bay as well, because you have a Christian Watson. You have a
Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs is the one right now. Chris Watson's so up and down, bro.
Right, but
yeah, you have them two and Keon.
Yeah, and then you now Keon's your 50-50
and
guy.
Josh Jacobs. Yeah, okay.
Because
I like
Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs, not really good 50-50 guys. You give Keon Coleman, who's a 50-50 guy. Give somebody Jordan Love can just put the ball up there and
I like that.
Make a play. That'd be a good fit.
For sure. But I just get scared that if they take him at 25, he's gonna walk in wide receiver 1 because of the capital they put into him. No, I wouldn't take him
at 25. But if he fell to 50 something,
yeah.
Second round,
I don't know. Okay, depending on what Pittsburgh does, I think Keon Coleman's there at 51. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think with Arthur Smith's scheme, he reminds me a lot of Drake London. Drake London isn't that good of an athlete, but he's a head tapper, and he was working. And and also they had Pat Frymuth, they got George Pickens. They're gonna run the ball a lot. You can have Keon Coleman just run deep crossers and shit. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Would I want that? It depends. Like if he falls off, I don't think he will. But yeah. I like Keon Coleman. He's a big boom or bust type guy. So in my opinion, so is JJ McCarthy. Yeah. So is Caleb. I mean, there's a lot of guys to me. I think the two safest quarterbacks is Drake May and Jane Daniels. Because Caleb could come in and just shit an egg, or he can come in and be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And what helps Jane Daniels is even if he doesn't be the quarterback you want him to be, the athleticism and escapability is going to be a benefit either way.
Exactly, man. I mean, you saw Justin Fields too.
Day one, he's going to be the most pro ready, I think, because he can get out of the pocket and go, even if he fucks up throwing the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we saw Justin Fields rush for 1,200 yards his rookie year. I mean, it helps.
And it's crazy because difference between Jay Daniels and Justin is like what C.J. Stroud is right now. That's what everybody thought type quarterback Justin Fields was.
Yeah.
No, I did not know he was that good of an athlete until he did that. Like when he ran the ball to Ohio State, don't get me wrong, but so did C.J. But like he was strictly. I thought he was literally going to be what C.J. Stroud is. Great accuracy. He has a really strong arm. Now his accuracy is a little lower than C.J.'s when he was coming out the view wise, but his arm strength was way higher than C.J. Stroud's. Like he had the biggest arm in the whole class, but yeah. So looking back though, I think I was stacked like last year. Jane Daniels, I would have took a number 1 overall probably. I mean, yeah. If you have to tell me Jeffrey, you have to have Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud, then yeah, I'm putting Jay. And Drake May. Like obviously hindsight 2020, so that's why we would put C.J. Stroud 1. But if going based off what we thought the quarterbacks were going to be, and also Bryce Young isn't done. His career isn't over. He still could be better than C.J. in the end.
C.J. Stroud to be the best quarterback in this class, though. I said that.
A
couple times.
But yeah, I mean, you're a Buckeyes fan. Like that's like me saying like I love Bo Nix. Now Bo Nix goes in the league and lights it up. You're not gonna be like, damn, that's a pull.
Justin Herbert was the best quarterback in the 2020 class.
Yeah, and after that rookie year, nobody could fucking argue that.
Yeah.
And then
after that sophomore year, we could argue that.
Yeah, but you also could argue who had a better team and things like that. You know what I mean?
I'm joking.
But once again, I mean, shit, both quarterbacks were hurt. Which that's what I'm like. This is the best part about the league. I love the business side more than the on-field play. Sometimes I love the big trades. Like I'm so confused on Houston right now because you trade for Stephon Diggs, give up the type of capital you gave up for him, right? And then you restructure his contract he had 2 years left. You take that away, he only has 1 year, and you give him a $3 million raise.
Yeah.
So you're like, we want 1 year with you, right?
I think it's because you can win the South. Why not push all your chips to the middle?
No.
You could beat Jacksonville. You could beat Tennessee. You could beat Indianapolis.
Okay. No. I'm not confused why I traded for Diggs. I'm confused on Why not have Diggs 2 years? Why did you change his contract to a 1-year deal and give him a raise?
Because now you're pushing all your chips to the center, and if it doesn't work out, you're not crippling yourself with a big ass contract.
But you give up a second. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not giving up a second for 1 year.
I mean, what would you rather? I mean, what options
I don't,
would you have?
Would
you rather have Ricky Parasol, Xavier Legette, Troy Franklin, or Stephon Diggs?
If I'm getting them for the rookie contracts and on them, what the fuck? Not close.
I
In
know,
my
Stephon
eyes,
Diggs he's a good fucking receiver, bro.
Yeah, the first half. Okay. See, he didn't watch the Bills last year, y'all, because they went on a 6-game win streak. Stephon Diggs didn't have over 50 yards in those last games.
I didn't say he was the biggest key player.
Trash.
He's a good
Now he is. I think I love Stephon Diggs a lot. I'm one of the biggest Diggs fans there is. I was pissed that he sucked last year, but I think, in my opinion, I think he hurts Nico Collins a lot.
But only 1 year though.
No. Okay, I'm talking fantasy though. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he hurts his numbers this year, but not in the future.
Yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is,
Nico gets to learn with Stephon Diggs too. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, but I think Tank Dell is the only guy that I think Diggs' production goes down.
Cancer, so now if he becomes a cancer, you can just let him walk.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here.
So what I'm saying is, I think Diggs gets a little worse because now he's not the number 1 wide receiver with Josh Allen and the whole off. You feel what I'm saying? Like not saying he turns to a worse player,
right?
But there's way more mouths to feed now in Houston because you got to think like this, right? John Mechie is at all the workout. Him and C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, and John Mechie. Those 3 work out every single time I get on social media. They're working out together. John Mechie was a 2nd-round pick. I don't think people think of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was picked higher than Tank Dell was.
Mm-hmm.
They got capital in that motherfucker right there. He beat cancer. He's back. And they worked him in last year. He's going to be a big piece of this offense this next year. Tank Dell is going to be a big piece. Nico was the number 1. They paid Noah Brown to bring him back for a reason. Like, he's going to be a part. Dalton Schultz, they paid to bring back. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They went and traded for a pass catcher, running back, and Joe Mixon. So Diggs isn't coming in getting 10 targets a game. He's not. Nico, there's too many mouths to feed. Now, I think Diggs' stock hurts in fantasy, which I have him in Dynasty, so that hurts him. Nico, I traded him, thank goodness, because I think he drops. Tank Dell is the only guy I think he's going to have the same role.
Yeah.
That big play slot guy, he's going to be in the slot, and that motherfucker's running deep every play, and if you try to stop, you try to double Diggs on one player, you bite on the Diggs route, touchdown, right? I think Tank Dell's to the moon still in fantasy. But yeah, that team I like a lot. I think just because of the big moves that they made, trading for a running back, trading for Diggs, trading out of the first round, like everybody's like, well, what the fuck is Houston cooking? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the favorite for the AFC and the Chiefs because that's the way everybody view it. Which we know it never happens that way because who the fuck had Baltimore being the best team in the whole entire NFL?
Right.
We knew they were good, but nobody had that regular season wise. So it's this the best part about the NFL.
Yeah.
This is the last episode, y'all, before the draft. Can't wait. Yeah, I'm so happy we did the buy and sell thing. Hopefully, the trades and some of the things we talked about that we bought and we sold, if those things happen on draft night, we ain't gonna be too surprised because we were able to cover them here. It's gonna be a crazy one because there's so many quarterbacks that could get drafted. A lot of trades could happen. There's been mock drafts that's had 11 trades round 1, which is fucking crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I like Thursday's going to be a big day.
Gonna happen, yeah.
We have no idea. I think the only thing we know that's going to happen is Caleb Williams is going to be a Chicago Bear.
Yeah.
Other than that, at pick 2 is when the draft starts because we don't know who's going to. McCarthy maybe is going. McCarthy's going too, y'all. Nah, but we don't know what's going to happen. Wild. Pick 2 on, we have no idea, and that's when the draft is really going to start. So y'all better tune into that draft Thursday night at 8, and we're going to get on out of here.
Yeah.
Peace. I almost hit